Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk. This is episode 104, Inside the Citizen SAN'TALK.YALL. That is a heck of a pun they did there, but yeah. Today is June 15th, 2023, and I'm joined by my co-host, Kalrati. How are you doing, Kalrati?
Hey, it's good to be here. Hello, what up, everybody? What up, Soul community? I'm excited to see what we have tonight.
Cool. How's your week been?
Pretty good. A little busy, but luckily I had some time for relaxation. I had some time to dive into 319.1, check out the fixes on both PTU and live, and
Yeah, it
yeah,
just went live like a several hours ago. I'm
yeah,
happy CIG is not waiting till we go live to do this stuff. So thank you, CIG. I gotta give them things for that.
that's true. That's true. I also took in the Starfield trailer. Looking good. I'm
Yeah, we're gonna.
excited to see
Yeah,
what they
I
have.
wanted to bring that up, but I'm going to try to discuss that more when we got more people down here. But yeah, so
Sweet.
what else you been doing this week?
Oh man, so I re-downloaded Cyberpunk because I thought, I actually it's about time that I finish this game because they also had a trailer for a new DLC, I think. So
Yeah, I saw
I
that. Go ahead.
and I never finished the main story, so I really want to finish it because I think they kind of spoiled something with it. I mean, I kind of already knew that was gonna happen, but they kind of sort of said something in the trailer that I was like, oh man,
I
I should
never
have finished this
got
trailer.
to play. I never played. Karate, you know better. I heard that. No,
Yeah,
I
that's
never got
my
to play. I never got to play Cyberpunk. Not because I wasn't interested or anything, because of the bad press. And I'm waiting for it to go like $20 or something. I don't know, on sale or something. But now they got the new DLC. I don't see that happening anytime soon. So I'll get to it when I get to it. But I did buy a different game. Let me see what it's called.
Ooh, what's that?
It's called
Simulator.
Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. It's a top-down asymmetric RPG. It's like Divinity and Baldur's Gate, that type of thing. But it's on sale. Go ahead.
That wasn't the game that you were playing that you shared.
No, that was Divinity's original thing too. This is something. This is Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. It's on sale on 70% off. So I'm like,
okay, sweet.
Yeah, that's in my price range.
All right, yeah.
That. But I'm looking. Oh yeah, you're talking about the Bethesda thing. I'm looking forward to hearing more information about Star Wars Outlaws because they gave us a trailer, but no. As far as I can tell, no gameplay. So I don't know if
there was a gameplay trailer. You didn't see it.
I missed it.
I gotta share it with you.
Okay, so I gotta check that out later.
Definitely.
Well, is it FPS or what?
I think it's across all platforms.
No. Is it FPS, first-person shooter?
I think it's third person, so similar to how Star Wars Battlefront was. I don't know if you have the dual mode into the first person and third person, but they did show it in third person.
Okay. All right. Well, before I do my thing, I just want to say, for people, the Father's Day is coming up. I want to wish fathers out there happy Father's Day. We got Juneteenth coming up also. Happy Juneteenth coming up. And I'm working on Flight Rhythm, but evidently it's not going to be on tomorrow. It's going to be on next week, but I'm going to try to finish it by tomorrow. So look forward to that. All right, so before we get started, I do my thing. I'm going to do a fundraiser thing because we're doing a fundraiser for St. Jude. So if you look on the Twitch stream or the YouTube stream, our goal is to hit $10,000, but we're doing a fundraiser for St. Jude. It's one from June 1st, which already passed, obviously, until October 22nd, which is the CitizenCon weekend. And if we hit these milestones, we'll be giving away different tiers of giveaways. So we already gave away our soul gift pack because we hit $500. It's kind of small. I'm trying to see what it says. Oh yeah, so $715 now. So if we get 300 285 more, we'll hit our 1,000 tier mark, which is a Chairman's Club package, and includes a cap, executive polo, messenger bag, journal, and keyring. And as you see, it's going down the screen. At $2,000, we'll be giving away a UE Field Navy jacket and a UE Navy cap. At $3,000, we'll be doing a 12-hour live stream featuring gameplay and special guests. At $5,000, we're giving away a vending merchant. I know I say this every time. No, not my vending merchant. It's someone else. It's a brand new one. A 7,500, we'll be giving away an Origin 890 jump. No, it's not going to be Griffiths or 890 jump. It's going to be someone else's. It's going to be brand new.
Ooh.
And at $10,000, if we hit $10,000, that'll be our goal. We'll be giving away Endeavor's Master Set giveaway. But keep in mind, that's not the base level Endeavor. That is the Master Set, which includes all my
whole thing.
I gotta get rid of the jump out of there, but yeah, it's not the Master Set jump. the page copy paste there. So sorry about that. So if you could copy paste that link and put it into someone already did. Thank you, Jade. Put it in the chat. Links. So yeah, just click on that and donate if you can. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I'm gonna come back to here. Oh shoot! You know what? Oh shoot! Well, hold on. Let me I'm gonna do some a last minute thing because I completely forgot. We're doing a bar citizen again.
Ooh. Upcoming, and I was now talking about it with somebody earlier today also. So
yeah, let me bring that up real quick, and I'll put it in the window so people can see. So here.
And hi, Jade. We heard you.
Yeah. I was being quiet until you heard
that.
Yeah.
So yes, we're doing a bar citizen again. This is back for 2953, July 15th. We're doing an early session, noon, 4 p.m. Eastern. Register there using a QR code. And we're doing a late session, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Register there using a QR code, which is in Zoom. This is, we had a similar format in the past. And, it worked so well, we're doing it again. So, July 15th. So register and we'll have some fun. All right. So yes. Okay. I'm gonna go back here and do my thing, and then I'll get on with the show. Make sure I. Okay. So here. Let me find my thing. Here it is. So okay. This is in commemoration with a certain news event that made the rounds earlier this week. In early October 2945, the Battle of Vega II was a bleak day. The people fled from Venger's fleet, or most tried to. There was a select few who had other ideas. They didn't view the opposing fleet with fear, but with awe and wonder. One person in particular, who was watching the opposing fleet from the rooftop, jumped up and down excitedly and loudly proclaimed, "Oh, stars, I hope they bring back Elvis." And that's that.
I actually know this one. After 2 years, I actually know this one.
I think I know this. Oh, I do know this one. Whoa.
Everybody should know this one, even though it's over 20 years old. I'm gonna give people in chat a chance to guess what it is. But yes, oh God, oh stars, I hope they bring back Elvis. You know what? Y'all ain't got. I only see letters. I brought people down in Discord, but I only see first letters. I'm guessing that's fifth page. I know that's Jade already. I see Kalrati. I see the K. Kai's in, and P for popping face. So I hope y'all get that fixed sometime soon.
Oh, that's Discord actually. So what happened is that you have to disable your streamer mode so that you can actually see other people's names now.
I can see Jade.
That's on you.
Maybe that's because we already changed our Discord name.
I changed,
yeah.
So those people that haven't, so Discord is forcing everybody to change their names to take the numbers out. Those that have already made the change, it'll show up right. Those that haven't, you're getting truncated.
Okay. So everybody has made it.
I already did it. I already did my change, so
that's weird.
It should be.
Okay. Well, I can't disable. Well, I shouldn't disable streamer mode because that'll cause other issues.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll figure something out. But yeah, Nihilus, you guessed it. Independence Day, 94, 1996.
Mm-hmm. It was the Bring Back Elvis that saved me though, because I didn't recognize anything else before that.
I was setting it up. I was setting it up for that one line.
That was that was the only one I
back.
Exactly. So yeah, that's in relation to the news from earlier this week about UFOs or UAPs or what is it? What's the other word for
UAPs?
UAP.
Unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
Okay, thank you. I just call it UFOs. My mama called it UFOs. I'm calling it UFOs. So yeah, UAP.
Just in time for Alien Week, right?
Yeah, just in time for Alien Week. Exactly. So to the CIDs on the ball, they planned this, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's what that was. All right, so I'm gonna go to the sneak peek real quick. All right, here we go. And the title of this is Indo, Capo, Miyama, Nia, Sue, Sarah. Anybody want to translate that for me? Because I hope I didn't cuss out someone's mom just now.
They be talking about people's mama just like that, man. We don't squat.
I didn't mean to. I'll take it back. No, but that's that
what
is
he said.
Banu though.
So I'll translate for you. It says, "Drink your Ovaltine."
I'm drinking milk. Someday I'll be big and strong. That's what that means.
Right.
It's a PSA announcement from Banu.
Let me say this though, fastcart. You said it wrong because really bad news. They don't speak that fast. They speak very sluggish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. And go, man. Thank you for the subscription. What was that?
Hey, go, man.
I was gonna say, where's Colossal and his intoxicated avatar to speak this?
Yeah.
So it's actually in honor of Alien Week. It means I came, I saw, I charged it on my credit card.
At first, I don't even believe you.
Yeah, until you got to the end, I was believing you.
I wonder, does the band new smoke that good stuff because they got that Indo?
Yep. Gin and juice, laid back with my mind on my aliens and my aliens on my mind.
I just want to say, Soul Citizen does not endorse the use of drugs. Send your complaints to
out to space.
Boy.
No, don't send them to me.
But we do endorse. We don't endorse using drugs, but we do endorse picking them up at Jumptown and then selling them for a profit.
See?
It's true.
That is true, unfortunately. That is
true.
See,
Indo could be short for window, or like widow or whatever. I'm trying to make something.
Widow.
Yeah, I was trying to make something out of it.
So yeah, that is the sneak peek, but we're not done with the sneak peek. Go ahead.
Indo means let in Banu, and Sara means eat. So like Indo Sara means let's eat.
Or
yeah. so I can slowly translate this.
You've got let's and eat, and all the words in the middle might be round up these Hurston people and
let's
eat them
to serve man. It's a cookbook.
This is how alien wars are waged, people.
But yeah, so we got some information from regarding this thing because I'm gonna go to a different screen real quick. But fun fact: this is from Xylo CIG. Fun fact: the Tholo, that's what it's called. It's called a Tholo. Has actually been shown as it's actually been a known item for quite some time. This is from the Banning Defender transmission from years and years ago. So I'm going to go to that real quick. Let me see if I can get the date up there. Oh, okay. So 5 years ago, almost 6 years, over 6 years ago. That's when this was first released, the Tholo. And if you see on screen right now, it says Tholo. These consist of Tholo decision-making devices. So ask the question and then roll the Tholo to get a yes or no, or what roughly translates to one as an answer. After all that exploring and shopping, okay, so that's not relevant. But this is it looks like a physics printer. To me.
It's a Banu Magic 8-ball.
It's a Banu Magic.
It's like you're like, should I invest in this? And then you shake it, and it's like seems cloudy, maybe not. Like ask again later.
Exactly. It's a Banu Magic 8-ball. So
hell yeah, that's cool.
So what is it? Yeah. So what is that? Is that like a trinket, or is it like like the alien
looks like
thing?
A fidget spinner, like something you keep in your hand and you shake it, and it'll give you answers for whatever question you ask.
This kind of reminds me of like the thing from Alien,
Right?
Predator.
I mean, especially with the alien writing. But I think they'll be giving away these things at the Citizens.
Nice.
From CIG.
So this
Don't
is
quote me on that.
before last season. They were giving out the Banu cubes, and they did say this season they will be giving out something new. They haven't confirmed that it's this, but that seems like reasonable speculation.
Right. So don't take my word
And
for
you
it.
never
That's
know.
my guy.
You
Go
never
ahead.
know for a virtual bar citizen either. So
Mhm.
10
Oh,
people.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
they did
you
give us
never
some
know.
Banu cubes to give away for virtual bar citizen. So July 15th, tune in.
Mhm.
So yeah. So it's called a Tholo. I get that. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if the H is silent or what, but yeah.
Mm.
I feel like FC was gonna make a joke there, so I was gonna like just eye someone to just get that ban ready, man.
Mhm.
No joke yet. But if you want to ban me, I'll just wait 10 minutes. So yeah. Next up, we have this is from Tyler Wickens earlier this week. I want to say, what day was it? Monday or something like that? But yeah, it says CitizenCon 2953 information is coming later this week. It's still Thursday, nothing about CitizenCon. I'm gonna check real quick just to make sure. Okay, Sangolfer. Oh, okay, thank you, Sangolfer. Friendly reminder, when tickets do become available, they are limited because they're gonna do like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Typically, wave 1 sells out fast, but wave 2 takes maybe 5-10 minutes, and wave 3 take maybe an hour. But we were debating among Yacht Club and a hidden channel, saying just because it'll be in LA, obviously, but we don't know. We haven't announced the venue. We suspect it'll be the LA Convention Center, and we expect it'll have a higher attendance level. People who can attend. Because like in Austin in 2018, it was like 1,700 people who came. So
It's
I
been
don't
a
know what the
while.
number is going to be next week. But I'm expecting going to be more than 1,700 people. The problem is, or the issue is, even though it's going to be a bigger venue, there's more interest in Star Citizen now than it was in 2018. So people are saying, even though it's a bigger venue to make so more tickets, it may go out quicker. So we have to see. But yeah, we'll hopefully find out tomorrow about CitizenCon 2953. Everybody here going? Not you, Kai, right?
I'm gonna be playing Starfield.
Valid. It's valid. I wish I can, but
speaking
next
of-
year, definitely.
Yeah, I did promise that we would cover that a bit when I drag people in. So yeah, what did people think of the event earlier this week? Well, Starfield make you more excited. You satisfied? You saw anything that worries you?
I bought it instantly.
Oh wow, you pre-ordered.
Oh, there you
I
go.
pre-ordered. I know it's a bad thing, and I did it with Cyberpunk, and I said I'd never do it again, but I did it, and it got me.
So here's the thing with Starfield. Starfield is it's a Bethesda game. It's gonna drop as a buggy mess day one, and everyone's gonna shit on it and meme on it, and Star Citizen is king, and this, that, and the other, because everybody has to be tribal, and they have to. I like this team, I hate that team, which is just stupid and childish. Also, because it's a Bethesda game, they're gonna hustle like crazy, and in 6 months, it's gonna be pretty damn workable. And in 6 to 9 months, you're going to see all of the mods start to come out. And in a year, it's going to be a masterpiece with all of the mod stuff that people are doing. It's going to be a fantastic game. And that doesn't take away from Star Citizen in any way. They both can be awesome.
I mean, people keep comparing it to Star Citizen. It'll be much more fairer to compare it with Squadron 42 because they're both single player.
Not even that.
Well,
not even that. Squadron.
Like
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say, though, because I wanted to jump on before you get away from the modding part.
Yes, sir.
So, because that is a valid point that what will happen with Starfield, for me, from what I've seen from Fallout New Vegas, so on and so forth, that I believe they turned even those old games, they were single player, they turned them into multiplayer games.
Yes, they will definitely mod to where you can co-op with people in and Kalrati just went stealth mode.
Co-op is not the same thing as MMO though.
MMO,
but keep in mind, Squadron 42 is going to be a single player game that is a heavy space sim.
Yeah.
Starfield is an RPG It's basically Starfield is going to be Skyrim set in a sci-fi universe. It's a very different game. They're both going to be awesome.
I'm going to push back on that because, I mean, Squadron 42 is also an RPG per se. It's more FPS and space sim.
But it's much more heavy space sim. You're going to be much more, you know, Starfield has cutscenes for when you land and stuff like that, whereas Squadron is going to be, I believe.
So what you're saying is Squadron 42 is going to be better.
What I'm saying is they're both going to be fantastic in different ways. Squadron 42 is going to be way better than Starfield in 100 different ways, and Starfield's going to be way better than Squadron 42 in 100 different ways, and they're both going to be completely enjoyable, and there's no reason not to love both. There's no reason to be petty and to have to say, I like this, therefore I hate that. The whole genre is awesome.
I mean, as Pops and everyone else knows, we can only play one game. We can't.
That's right. I'm getting ready to make that announcement and let everybody know you cannot have 2 space games. It is illegal. That's right.
It's the rule, man. It's the rule.
Can't do it.
Before we move on, I just want to say the sneak peek. Thank you, Jade, for the translation. Translation said, "Let's meet up again to drink and eat." Okay, so that's the translation. Let's meet up
again. I think
I'm going to be the resident xenobiologist here, xenolinguist.
I think that strongly supports your supposition, Fastcart, that this is going to be the gift that they give you for the bar citizens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dark Knight 75 says it's official. Starfield killed Star Citizen, so it's official.
Yeah,
and with that, we're gonna move on to more Star Citizen stuff. Oh yeah, speaking of the drinking and eating, International Bar Citizen Weekend 2023. I know we covered this last week, but it just bears repeating. It's worthwhile to repeat, I believe. You know, this week it's Father's Day, yes. Juneteenth, yes. And also International Bar Citizen Weekend. So we have a whole bunch of places where CIG is hosting different bar citizens in Los Angeles, Austin, Montreal, Manchester, and Frankfurt. Basically on the 17th and the 18th at different times around the world. So thank you for putting the link in. If you're close to nearby any of those locations, check them out. And perhaps you'll pick up one of those fidget spinners or however you want to call them.
Tholo.
Yeah, Tholo, thank you. So yeah, that is, I know we covered that, like I said, we covered that last week, but I thought it was bad repeating. All right, so with that, having the Star Citizen Live, we did have on this past weekend. Did I meet that? I did not meet it. So here we go. 2, and there we go. So we were joined by John Griffiths this week, and he's an environment artist or lead artist. And I thought it was pretty interesting. I watched it today because I didn't get a chance to watch it last week, but I took notes, trying to find my notes real quick. So, well, before I get to my notes, what do other people think?
So,
Go ahead.
go ahead, Pops.
No, that's
that was
me.
Fist.
Damn,
Fist.
you sounded like damn.
My voice is more manly.
Oh, gotta remember that.
I'm just kidding. Just joking.
I get you. No problem. All right. I don't have a comeback right now because you're on my dad. But
it'll be late at
no
night.
problem.
And
No problem.
Fitz will be in the bathroom looking in the mirror and say, "Have a comeback now. I'll use it next week." Go ahead, Fitz.
No. I was just gonna say that he spoke about some very interesting points from his point of view in the interview about how different aspects of gaming art, that one of the things that I'm trying to get to, my brain is kind of functioning here a little bit, but one of the things that he talked about was, I know they do kind of like that, I forget what the word is called, like they shift folks around in SCIG.
Move around, promote, yeah.
Agile development.
What'd you say? Say that again, Kalrati.
Agile,
right? You might have a environmental artist may shift to go over to hard surface modeling or something like that, just as an example. Not saying that that's what they do, but one of the things that he talked about was that they try to, if I remember correctly, they try to keep people in their field, to be able to, progress and do better in that area, but also to help them to, understand the other branches of things, which really made me think about, like an environmental artist who does terrain, has to think about hard surface modeling and so on and so forth. And, they have to mesh together. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Cool. Anyone else?
So I was going to say that it was interesting to hear him talk about how the experience changes depending on the size of the company. So he was saying that if an artist were to work on a particular in a particular company, and it's arguably smaller than CIG, then you may find yourself having to touch on many different facets of art. Could be environment, could be character, could be this or that, etc., as opposed to a different company. So you definitely have to kind of decide one, if that's where you want to work, because you'd have to prepare yourself for that mentally, or two, if you do decide to work in a larger company, then you'd of course obviously be able to kind of be able to satisfy what it is that you've always wanted to do, if it's environment, if it's art, if it's character, etc., etc. So yeah, it was quite interesting to hear about that, because my significant other, she's an artist and she does concept artwork for many different people, for some small indie companies, and she has to do sometimes for environment, but most of the time it's character. So it was really interesting to hear him talk about it at Cloud Imperium too. So if anyone's interested in doing art, it was very interesting SCL to watch.
Yeah, and I think if you go to the Cloud Imperium website, I think there are some openings there. So if you like to do that kind of thing, you like to do environmental art, definitely check that out and take a look.
But be forewarned, you will be underpaid. But if you love the project, good for you. Bless your heart. No, but what I was gonna say is that at the beginning of the episode, to talk about cheese for some reason, Jared was on a real cheese rant, not a rant, but his mind was on cheese for whatever reason. But I just want to say, Jared, listen to me. You are cool. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, you are cool, Jared. And I just like people say, it's about the process, the environment artist. Whatever you do, don't ask John Griffiths to do math, because he's not good at math. Couldn't figure out how long you worked there. Citizen Shenanigans, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. You talk about how there are different kinds of artists and 7 different levels of artists, at least at CIG. It said one of the contention stuff that working in game development was like naming convention. He said people, it almost sounded like a flame war or religious war over how things to be named, how things to be labeled and whatnot. So I thought that was interesting.
Oh yeah, it is. It's very crucial.
You see signs of that sometimes in the game too.
Very crucial.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it is. Some people like underscores, some people like dashes. Just being honest with you.
And the big one in the coding world though is whether you use 5 spaces or the tab. Like literally, coders will get into fist fight level arguments over that. I'm not joking.
Not just that. No, I believe you. I believe you. But I'm not just that. They talk about how to format the date. Do you do month, date, year? Do you do year, month, date? People really care about that.
Smallest to largest, guys. Come on.
It depends on who you work
the
for.
most relevant to the least. So to me, it's a day, month,
See,
year.
even now we have even now.
So military, and almost every other country in the world is day, month, year. The United States is month, day, year. You choose whatever you want.
But yeah.
So it's really confusing when you talk about like June 3rd in the year, because you don't know if that's March 3rd or March 6th or June 3rd, depending on the format. So yeah, that's really annoying. So if you're a student and you want to get into this into game development, Think about your name when you're naming your photos, naming your project, naming anything. Okay, so think about your name.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. You got to think about how the way they do their naming scheme, not think about your name.
Well, no, he said think about your name. He specifically said your name, but yeah.
Okay, usually most of the time it's the way the company does their naming scheme.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't know what company you're going to work for, so.
Right, but I'm
well,
just saying.
The trick is to follow the golden rules. Whoever you want to give you gold, follow their rules.
That's true. That's a good point. One of the more important aspects of this SCL, I thought, in my opinion, was it's better to take 10 minutes to explain or train someone else how to do something than to take 5 minutes to do it yourself. That's one of the things that came up later in the SCL. Because sometimes they say they don't want to be the blocker. Like if you're a developer or a producer or whatever, you don't want to be the cause of someone falling behind or the project falling behind or whatever. So you typically want to put it on your shoulder and get something done as quickly as possible. Well, you should be helping someone else or training someone else to help them do the project faster instead. So take 10 minutes to explain or train someone else how to do something. I thought that was an important point. Last thing before we move on, I just want to say they had a 10-foot scale ref. A scale ref is like a scaling reference at a wrong scale and was left outside of Louisville. I don't know where that was, because I didn't see that. But that in PTU or PU, I'm not sure. You know anything about that, Kalrati or Jade?
I don't.
I mean, if we saw it before PTU, we couldn't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My bad. But yeah, so Jared asked, which is more egregious? The fact that you had a scale ref so players could see it, or that it was the wrong scale? And John Griffiths said the fact that it was the wrong scale, it's supposed to be, life size, not 10 foot. He said that was more egregious. He said that if you want to put a scale ref in, leave that in. So that was his opinion. I thought that was interesting. All right. So that is Star Citizen Live Gamedev 101 John Griffith. And if you want to check out the Numifier's summary, he did like a minute, and we went on for like 5 minutes. But yeah, that's fine. But yeah, excuse me, Numifier has his own take on the summary. What are you trying to do? Get him kicked? I don't know. Maybe.
Are you excited?
All right, sure.
Excited?
Oh, I didn't meet that. But okay. So up next we have getting about Alien Style, Alien Week 2023. So yes, this is that the sneak peek from last week was referencing Alien Week has arrived. Greeting citizen, are you feeling extraterrestrial yet? They go on to how they're celebrating this year, Community Hub, commemorating the humanity's initial interaction with Banu in 2438. And he gives some helpful links there. Alien Route 953, non-human style ship for human, International Citizen Weekend, we covered that already. First contact, screenshot contact, we'll get to that in a moment. And first contact date on the Galactipedia. So that's gonna go to the next one. This is the Alien Week, the page. All things alien. So this page has, I wish I could show that on that video that's going by, but I guess we'll get to that in a minute. It's not quite the same. Oh yeah, we have that one. I'll show it in a moment. International Citizen Weekend, we covered that already. Different steps, community contest, we'll get that in a moment. Oh, and this is the full version of the. I keep wanting to call it a fidget spinner, but it's called Tholo. But yeah, this is the full version of it. And evidently you shake it, and it helps you decide what you want to decide. So, cool. Okay, so to give you more information right here, called the Banu Tholo, privilege, novelty, or fortune key. The Banu Tholo, a long prized souvenir to commemorate journeys through the Protectorate, a mysterious portent of fate, and a way to pass the time while traveling across long distance. What is it exactly, and more importantly, how does it work? Be sure to check the upcoming lore post to find out. So they're not done with that. Out of this world, this is this week's Star Citizen. We'll cover that in a moment. Well, not in a moment. We'll get to that in a minute. But I do love the look of it. I especially love the paint job because I expect it to be green, but I love the white. And I typically don't like white ship, but I think it looks great. Any other opinions about the SAN'TALK guy? So, we'll cover more about that in a bit. But yeah, just in initial thoughts.
I'll save it for later.
Save it for later. Okay.
I think this subject might be revisited come ISC.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Out of the programming this week, Star Citizen Live and Star Citizen Inside Star Citizen. We're gonna get to that in a bit. I love the screenshot. This looks cool. I only had the Defender. I mean, I do have the. I had the Bandit Merchantman too.
You do?
But I'm not. Yeah, right. But I'm not really into.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I'm not really into alien ship per se. It's just that Bandit Merchantman just happened to do what I want to do in the game, so that's what I'm all about the Merchantman. But if it was a missed ship or RSI ship, I would have that.
Okay.
I don't have it just because of the alien. Go ahead.
I gotta ask you a question in fastcart.
Okay.
So then, this is the first time me hearing this about. So then, what made you decide to go with the Banu Merchantman over the Hall series?
Over the Hall?
Over the Hall series.
The HULL
is different.
Yeah, the Hall series is different. The Hall series is cargo. The Banu Merchantman is the marketplace.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a flying shopping mall.
That's true. I mean, okay. Well, let me think about it like this. Then let me categorize. What about the Kraken then?
The Kraken costs too much money.
Well, also the Kraken is a flying city. It's not a shopping mall. It's a massive city. It's more like a fleet carrier.
A mall.
Well, that's Wait, let me ask you: if CIG comes out with, an Aegis or a Misk or a something that is a 1-to-1 Banu, it's a Banu but without the alien tax. Are you interested? You're gonna look
how much it costs, how much it can hold.
Sure.
And stuff like that.
Interesting.
That's hard to answer. It depends.
Okay.
If it was 1-to-1 and it cost $650, I would keep the Merchantman because I got mine for $250.
Yeah, right. It was a lot less back then.
Exactly.
If they were to release an idea that reflects that now, it's definitely not going to be close. So it's definitely a fact to consider.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand what made you choose that over that. That's all.
No problem. Yeah, the Kraken cost too much. The Kraken with $2,000 on-site credit.
Yeah, but if you could get a Kraken for $250.
I'm sorry, you both said that at the same time. Go ahead, Fist.
Okay, how much was the Kraken initially? Like from concept?
The privateer. Okay, there are two different versions of the Kraken. The Kraken and the Kraken privateer. Right. You're talking about the privateer, obviously. The Kraken privateer, I want to say, was 1,700 war bond, but it's $2,000 on-site credit. Now, we're going to pay $1,700 for a war bond for that ship.
Initially?
Yeah. Initially, yeah.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. Didn't know that.
Trust me, I know because I was like hyped for the privateer until I saw the cost.
Gotcha. Okay, no, I'm just trying to understand what factored your decision to go with.
No problem. That's what it was. So non-human ship for not for humans. So just like human, the Banu truly specializes in procurement of sales, so you can get that on the next page. So ship for human, creation by your friendliest Banu truly, us. And scroll down a bit. Let me get rid of that. But so you can break free of the pain and drudgery of a boring ship, ruining of days and adventure. A whole bunch of lore stuff here. Riding Tholo. Oh God, I just got that. I didn't say it out loud before. Having trouble deciding what ship to be in next. You can use that to decide. I love that little Deadpool pose right there.
That reminded me of that.
Mm-hmm. Time for love, time for adventure, time for ship. Great ship is calling. Can you hear it? We can. So yeah, you got different paint jobs. I'm gonna scroll down and do this by price. So that's my normal thing. So yeah, you got the Knox. And you got different paint jobs, the offers, $45 for outside credit. Fight ready, new paint job for the talent experience. And the Thailand Fight, same thing, new paint job. Cartu all $170. That's been around for a while. Bandit Defender $220. That's been around for a while. And I think the Bandit Defender Warbond is like $20 off, and I think the cheapest ships are like $15 or $5 or $10 off if you buy Warbond versus Tech credit. The SAN'TALK.YALL $20. Raylan, out of all the ships here, I'm more tempted to get this because I mean it's a cargo hauler, so I would use it in my fleet. But I already had the M2 and all this stuff, so I don't really see a need for it at the moment. But it's in concept. Also, so you can't really say how much it compared to it might get bigger, it might get smaller. Most likely it'll get a little bit bigger. But that's the Gatak Raylan. They got the blade. That's a single seater fighter, I believe. That's way too much money for a single seater fighter, in my opinion. I mean, it's not like unless it had like warden firepower or something like that. But you got that Banu tax going. Got the glaze.
Wait, did you say Banu tax? That's not a Banu ship.
Alien tax.
Alien tax, yes, not Banu.
Yeah, my bad.
No worries.
You got the glaze for $350. Parlor for $440, and the Bandit Mushroom for $650. I'm surprised it's not $700 yet. It was $600, but it only went up $50, so it's $650 now. And I believe, well, let me click on that because I'm curious. If I hit the offers, upgrade, put the load, click on this. Okay, so Warbond you can get it for $600, so it's $50 off if you want Warbond versus side credit. So people who are still haven't gotten one yet, you know, it's only going to go up more. So get it now. And then
fastcart FOMO.
I was about to say that.
I literally was about to say we should start calling him FOMO FC.
And you got the Defender Warbond and the Mercenary Warbond, like I just showed. So yeah. I'm sorry, and the Vandal Blade Warbond too. Did you guys check out the paint jobs?
Yes.
The Vandal Defender
one.
Vandal Blade.
I love those paint jobs. Actually, love them.
So which paint job did you get?
I got the Wanderer for the Talon.
Cool.
The Wanderer paint. Yeah.
I don't buy paint jobs.
I didn't buy a paint job yet for this time, so
I'm tempted to get the red one. I guess that's the Harmony for the not the Defender, for the knock. If you click on more info, can't make it bigger. Nope, can't make it bigger. Let me see if I can. Nope. Oh, okay, that's as big as I can get it. But then that's a red skin, red silver skin. I'm kind of digging that, but I don't have it knocked anymore, so I'm probably gonna pass on the skin myself.
So quick PSA: if you have the Wanderer skin for the Talon, so I put mine on and I got into it, and you can't see through the skin. So
you got red tinted windows.
Yeah, so I think there may be an issue council report on that, but yeah, they'll fix it. But yeah, it does look good.
That's funny. So that's the one you got, Jade?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it looks amazing, like in person when you're there.
You just can't see through it.
Yeah, you just can't, but you can definitely see it in the cockpit. You can sit there, look at all your instruments, but you can't see out the window.
Interesting. I wonder if the other things are the same way. But yeah, so they have three different kinds of paint for each one. But they got the Wanderer. Oops, I'm trying to click. They got the Harmony, and they have the Stellus. The Stellus is more green. So let me get the Stellus Talon one. So people can take a look at that. I believe it's like red, green. Yeah, red and green. That was
I actually like this one.
It's Christmas. It reminds me of Christmas, but it's alien Christmas. I mean, that one is clear, Jade. I'm surprised you're not able to see. I mean, I believe you, but it just looked clear when you see that screenshot.
Yeah. and I don't know, maybe it was just a server issue, but I did spawn it twice to make sure. But I didn't have time before the show started to check and see if there was an IC report for it. And I don't have that one, so I don't know if it's just particularly to that one paint or both of them. But yeah, but they'll fix it, They'll fix that kind of stuff pretty quickly.
So, Kalrati, you gonna get the green one?
I was thinking of either getting the green one or the Wanderer, because especially for the Nox, because I really like the Nox. And if I were to purchase the Cartool again in game, I definitely will get the Wanderer version for that one, because I just love the Cartool. It's my favorite alien ship, and the Wanderer I think is going to look great on it.
I knew there was a reason I like you.
Yeah,
Cartool's the best ship in the game.
Oh man, I used that ship for the Crux Cup back when we had Crux Cup initially in 2015 for Arena Commander, and that was my ship. I got through the semis. I beat M50s and 350Rs. The Cartool was really, really reliable in Arena Commander racing back then. So yeah.
I just wish the Cartool landed on those things that look like legs instead of it. Like it still could transform, but like I wish it was like a vertical takeoff. Like that would have been really sick.
Yeah,
like the Reliant.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, but no, not really. But like, yeah, like imagine like a giant spider like taking off, right? Like, yeah.
That'll set up people OCDs or trigger them. Yeah, you don't want.
Well, GG isn't here, so.
GG isn't here. That's true. But you got the Alien Week Extra. You got the Tailing 80 Week Starter Pack. I believe that. Well, I can click on it so you can see. 110. I'll come to Thailand for 15% off. So that's pretty cool. And I believe that is Warbond. So yeah, you have to pay money on that one. And you got the complete pack for $2,400 for Warbond. For outside credit, you have $26.75 US dollars, obviously. You got the armor, the CC Aves armor and helmet set for $12.50. You got the Aves armor set for $12.50 also, and the Alien and Aves Talon Strike armor set for $12.50. And you got the pin collection for $35. So it's already sold out too. So okay.
Wow, those physical items sell out quickly.
Yeah, man. The Legatus product, what fastcart got? No, not even no.
Never know.
No. So yeah, that is Alien Week for that. I'm going to show you the commercial now. So let's take a look. It's only a minute long. So I'm not going to go full screen, but here we go.
Are you tired of the pain of the drudgery of the boring ship? Are you waiting for your lucky day? Well, hello, lucky humans. It's us, your average friendly Banu Suli, specializing in excelling mightily in procuring and selling of many great and amazing ships. So many good ships from alien worlds suitable for humans. Don't go there. We'll bring them to you. Comfy human seat. Not made of human. Probably. Humans love breathing. Our ship's full of atmosphere. Great for breathing. Your next great ship is waiting. We have it. It's right here. Come on down. Today, voted friendliest Suli. 3 years subsequent. Davian 4 commercial chamber.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. It's the Banu version of Scooter.
Yes, exactly. And Scooter has been in the comments. I've replied to a couple of his comments already because people, you're not the only person who say that, Jade. So yeah, people are comparing this to Scooter. They say they wish they have given Scooter a cameo in this commercial because they're just like him. I mean, I have to say, I think CIG took not stole or borrowed, but probably borrowed an idea, Scooter, and did it like that because it's really reminiscent of his video.
They watch him. They watch, folks. Yeah,
definitely.
They're always watching. That's what I love about them, and it's like a symbiotic relationship with the community. They're always watching.
Bonsai said, fastcart, you can learn a few things from those Banu jokes. I took some notes, so yeah, no problem. I'm working on it. Thank you. So yeah, what else do you think about the commercial besides the reminiscent to Scooter?
I liked it because it's reminiscent of the old late night infomercial.
Bye.
Sunday, yeah.
Come to Crazy Eddie's House of Alien Ships.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
I think, hey guys, Kusanagi.
Hey, Kusanagi.
Hey, Admiral.
I think you guys forget about the Banu commercial with the Defender. It was like, bye. You know, that was a couple Alien sales ago. I'd have to find it again, but I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember it because I've seen so many videos since between the 2 years. Yeah.
Good mentioning.
I believe you know, but thank you. Yeah, I have to go back and look that up.
Okay, I have a job to do. I'll be back.
Okay.
Here's the thing. You can comment all you want about CIG getting a product out, but you cannot argue with their marketing team. They're top notch.
Top notch, man.
And again, we have a special guest in chat right now. We actually have the Wicked Wookie in chat. Hey.
Hello.
Welcome, Wicked Wookie. Yeah, we were just commenting how this is reminiscent of your video. So cool.
Yeah. Shout out to you.
Yeah. So yeah, that is Alien. I keep saying Banu. I mean Alien Week. Alien
You got Banu on the brain.
I know. I can't help it. I'm sorry. Okay, let me see if I can have everything else. So you know what? We have Wicked Rookie in here. I'm gonna call it audible because he released a video today. Normally I say this for the end of the show, but I'm gonna call it audible. I'm just gonna show his new video that he released today and see what y'all think. Yo, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the right one. Nope, that's the. Yep, here it is. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go full screen in 2 minutes.
Good morning, Stanton. This is Scooter, coming to you from the beautiful Rio's Breaker Yard on Damer. Today, we got the GreyCat PTV. The GreyCat PTV might be the most underrated vehicle in the verse. It's got all the features you would expect, like a brush guard, a roll cage, electric oil filter, and an infotainment station, and of course, anti-flip features. And this sucker's quieter than a mouse peeing on cotton.
Not sure where they went, but they couldn't have got far.
Not only does it haul yourself and a friend, but it can carry small cargo, medium cargo, and large cargo. Now look at here. This old girl even has a tugboat horn and a built-in heater for those chilly nights. Just strap on a couple painters and you got yourself an anti-air buggy. What's that? You need more firepower? Not a problem. Just a quick swap and you got yourself a Moab delivery ground assault vehicle. And with the high impact absorbent springs, you can airdrop it darn near anywhere. Just make sure you ain't trying to attach a live bomb. Just tap it in, give it a little tappy. Alright folks, if you want to take this old girl for a test spin, you just come on down, you tell Scooter sent you. Y'all have a good evening. Woo! All sales are final. Scooter is not responsible for rollovers, wheels falling off, or unexpected detonations. Use caution while transporting explosives.
Oh my goodness.
That was
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
All
that
right,
was just
I
released
have
today.
to ask. I have to ask because if he's in the chat, dude, are you buck naked? Like there was a guy in Elite Dangerous. No, wait, listen. There was a guy in the game Elite Dangerous that his character name, he was Commander Buck Naked.
Oh, okay.
And he was he was a part of the Hutton Truckers, and he used to do commercials exactly like this with the same voice, with the same accent. And it was, this is Commander Buck Naked for Lake Con Spaceways talking about the Type 9. And he would do commercials. So, and I know that, you know, the wheels have fallen off that game and everybody's come over here. So I'm just curious, like, is this guy the same guy? Because if so, I've loved your shit for years, bro. And if not, you've got a doppelganger over at Elite Dangerous who used to do stuff.
Man. It's his cousin.
Whoa. Yeah. See, Dark Knight saying, I remember that guy. Okay, no, sir. All right, Wicked Wookie, you're awesome. You're awesome. Your stuff is great. You should go check out Google Elite Dangerous, Commander Buck Naked, Lakon Spaceways commercials. They're amazing.
Oh man! So yeah, I was impressed and surprised that he put one out today. But I guess he felt a need to, because normally he releases stuff on Sunday. But I guess because everyone was giving him so much love after CIG released their trailer, he decided to put this one out. I'm guessing. I'm not trying to speak for you or anything. That's just my guess, Rookie. If that's not the case, go ahead and correct me. But yeah,
great stuff, Mr. Wookie.
Yeah, he said he will check it out. So yeah, what does anyone else think about this video?
Loved it. It was just simply funny. He brings that formula of comic and that kind of entertainment, and oh man, he just kept it up. He's just sustained it. It was totally awesome.
Dude, I was on the floor rolling. That was,
Dark Knight,
absolutely hilarious. I love it. All of those videos with Scooter are just the funniest things ever, and I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here too. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
I put out a hypothesis on the Star Citizen video today. I hypothesized that maybe Scooter is a Banu in human disguise because he's not really familiar with human culture. He mispronounces human words. He could be anyone inside our suit, right? So maybe he's a Banu in impersonating a human. All
right, fast conspiracy.
And they do love making money. So hey, I love this shot of the food on top of the PTV. I don't know how they did that. That was great.
Fastcart Jones over here with conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Listen, I got to jump in because shout out to Wicked Wookie. I mean, yeah, this is top notch, bro. Very good. Had me rolling.
Yeah,
I didn't think you would go with the A2 bomb. I for sure thought that damn thing was gonna blow up soon as the PTV hit the ground.
Me too.
But yeah, oh man, great stuff, buddy. Hey, listen, you know, I got to hit you up because you know we got a project coming up in the future too. So we definitely want to be a part. We want you to be a part of it.
Cool. So yeah,
you know what
go ahead, Pops.
You know what I mean? Everything is always top notch in the videos. They always very, very funny. But you know what I liked is the way he pointed out something that you normally wouldn't see about an electrical filter. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. Why would there be an electrical filter on a
cool thing. I like the Mario Kart composite. That was cool.
Yeah. All right. So let's get back to our normally scheduled program. And we just covered the Alien Week 2023 video. So up next we have the first contest screenshot contest. First place to get a standalone extra prowler. Second place to get a standalone defender for LTI. Both of them, all three to have LTI. And third place to get a extra talent LTI. And you have until June 25th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific to make your submission. Basically, they're saying Alien Week has begun. In commemoration of First Contact Day, we're celebrating people of the verse that aren't human. What do you think the first meeting of humans and aliens look like in Star Citizen? We just want to see your interpretation of what the alien first contact would look like in the verse. So we challenge you to set up a scene and post a screenshot for a chance to win one of these otherworldly prizes. So you got to follow the contest rules, click the link for more information. Screenshot submitted to the community hub titled 2953 Alien Week First Contact, or on Twitter with the hashtag Alien Week 2953 for the mission to be considered. Otherwise, it won't be considered. Multiple entries are allowed within the same submission post. Group submissions are not allowed. Multiple people can be in a screenshot, but only one person only the person submitted the screenshot is eligible for the prize. Screenshot must be unaltered and be from the original format. No post processing allowed. So that's gonna be hard because
Yeah.
I mean you do have a set amount of alien ships, but yeah, that's gonna be tricky.
That throws my idea right out. I was going to say, what's the first meeting of humans and aliens going to look like in the verse? Show a bunch of Banu T-posing on a table. But yeah, you can't post-process, so that's out.
Historically accurate, you would basically have, you'd have to have a really old ship firing on like a Banu Defender, because that's like literally what happened during First Contact. Vernon Tar fired on a Banu outlaw that was running from the Banu law, and almost started an interstellar war. It almost started the first interstellar war, but the Banu didn't fire back. So if I were going to do this, I'm not entering this contest, but if I were going to do it, I'd find somebody that's got a Banu Defender and maybe get like a really old ship. The oldest ship I'm looking at that we can have in game, I think, would be like a Vanguard, but that's not old enough. Yeah, so I don't know.
Keep
Find
in
something
mind
that looks old.
Well, the whatchamacallit, the little starter ship, not the Mustang, the other one.
Don't say it. I'll take offense to that. Don't
Oh,
say
you
it.
said the Avenger Titan?
Don't insult my ship.
No. Not the Avenger Titan. The
Aurora.
The Aurora is basically a copy. No, I'm not shitting on it. I'm saying the Aurora is a similar model to the like several hundred years old in lore ship that was current at the time. What was it? The R7 or whatever the hell it was. So like, if you use that, like, I mean, so long as you're not zoomed in on it well enough, it's got the same similar body type. It would be historically accurate.
This is why we need the Zeus.
I mean, the Zeus would be great. Came into the game. I would love that.
Yeah, the Zeus would be accurate. Yeah. So,
although if you show a Zeus firing on a Banu Merchantman, which is basically a battleship / mall. Like, okay, what kind of Zeus pilot is that?
Well, we don't know that it was a merchantman, because when CIG did a little short reenactment as part of the narrative team talking about aliens, and in their reenactment they showed a Banu Defender, and it kind of makes sense because it's like an outlaw running away. Like, you're not going to run very fast probably in a Banu Merchantman, but in a Defender, yeah.
I thought the Defender was more of it needed a carrier, so like it's not going to have that much of a range.
I mean, we don't know what else was with that Banu, yeah.
But yeah, so the screenshot must be your depiction of an alien first contact scene in Star Citizen. Screenshot showcasing the most creative quality and style for this contest will be considered the most. So good luck and happy belated First Contact Day. So yeah, that is the rules and regulations for the screenshot contest for First Contact. So good luck people who are trying to win, and good luck to everyone who entered. I'm not gonna enter because I mean the ship I want to use for First Contact isn't in the game yet. No, and you can't use post processing, so I can't put a Banu Merchantman in there.
I'm not entering because I already have 2 in the other contest, and I'm not greedy. I don't want to be greedy. I can only win 1 anyway, so yeah.
I mean, between the Prowler and the Talon, I already have the Defender. I can see your point. All right, so yeah, that is the First Contact screenshot contest. Up next we have First Contact Day. This is what they listed on the original thread. The Galactopedia entry for First Contact Day. First Contact Day is a holiday celebrated by humans in the UEE to commemorate the moment they first made contact with civilizations outside their own. On the 12th of June, 2438, explorer Vernon Carr covered the Banu. Jade already covered some of that. Covered a Banu pilot in the Davian system. Though he initially believed the Banu ship was another human attempting to survey the same area of space. He soon realized his mistake and sent coordinates to the UNE. In response, a diplomatic team led by General Neil
Sokolovich. Yeah.
Sokolovich, okay, thank you. Arrived to smooth out the situation. The Banu protectors made formal contact 2 weeks later and signed the Interstellar Peace and Trade Accord in October 2438. Humans celebrate the holiday by cooking or purchasing meals from alien cultures, holding parties or small gatherings, and shopping at Banu Tavern and Xeon-owned businesses. So yeah, that is First Contact Day. I think with that, that is all for Alien Week. Up next we have the Tumbril Storm Q&A. Anyone here get the Tumbril Storm and intend to use it now that the LTI token like me?
I'm probably going to use it in game.
I'm getting one in game.
I bought one. Yeah, I bought one with cash. So I
but if they get a matte black paint, I'll go buy the matte black paint in the store.
For the Batman tank?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking DK, so...
Kalrati, are you getting commission? I'm selling these things.
No. I mean, I love that idea, Kalrati, because I mean, the whole crowd just went, "Oh, that you just now with an idea."
I thought it was that. I thought that's why DK was looking
I never thought of it that way.
I mean, that definitely sounds like a reason. I mean, look at it.
Right. Mm-hmm. So Gomez says he bought one. So yeah. So let's get to the questions and answers. What vehicles would the Storm fit inside? The Storm officially shares the same garage size as the Tumbril Nova and the Anvil Atlas platform vehicle, so anything that supports them. However, its reduced weight and length allows it to fit in some ships that it cannot fit above, such as the Anvil Cat and the Great Corsair. So it's pretty big. As the Storm is intended to be a smaller, fast-start vehicle, but it's so large that it currently fits in vehicles that could transport the Nova Tank Atlas platform vehicle. Where does it fit in the grand scheme of things? For example, which scenarios would one be favored over the other? As mentioned above, while it's the same garage size, the Storm dimensions allow it to be carried by many other ships, allowing for greater flexibility in terms of transport and deployment. Two tanks operate vastly different roles. The Storm is fast and lightly armed, while the Nova is much larger and slower but packs more of a punch. Kalrati, do you have the page up?
Yeah, I do.
Could you read the next few questions and answers, please? And then we'll take a break and see what people think of them.
Sure thing. So, when you
fast
all the way up, right? So, how fast is the Storm intended to be compared to other ground combat vehicles? All stats are subject to change, so we won't list specifics right now. But expect the Storm to be faster than the Nova and Atlas series and closer to the Ursa in speed. But what are the vertical plates supported by the struts? Decoration. Rule of cool, decorative pieces. So there we go. Though they are inspired by some modern world standoff armor panels that deflect incoming rounds away from sensitive areas.
Oh yeah, let's stop there. So far, anyone have any questions or answers that they thought that this stuff answered? I thought the size question was probably the most important. I probably put at the top.
I was surprised that they mentioned Corsair.
I think it's kind of hilarious that they're distancing themselves from well, these are kind of similar in design to some things. I think that's an oblique reference to the fact that a lot of the Russian tanks had those cages towards the top to deflect munitions, aerial munitions, and as we've all seen, they don't work at all, but based on the fact that the entire tank explodes. So they're like, yeah, it's not that, but you know, it kind of looks like it.
Anyone else? All right,
I
so
think
let's...
it was cool. I think it's
okay.
You know, I'm glad they answered these questions so folks can have you know, in a somewhat informed you know, information
informed.
to make a decision on whether to buy it. Now, I will say I wish it did have a 2-seater version, you know, but
oh, you got the Nova for that.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry, Fizz. We're getting the Storm DS eventually. You're gonna have a seat outside.
The second seat outside.
Definitely
don't worry about it. It's coming.
So then
Definitely
guess
gonna happen.
what? So then, Pops, you got to sit outside.
Oh man,
How you gonna do that? You got to respect your elders. That's your father.
That's my punishment for being more manly.
Yeah, that's your punishment. See, express your manliness. You know, take a missile.
So what you're saying is, Pop is literally going to be shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, Ricky.
All right, Kalrati, continue on with the Q&A, please.
All right. So the Storm has clearly visible smoke shaft launchers like those found on modern tanks. Will this vehicle have countermeasures like noise and flares? Yes, it has the full suite of countermeasures as found on other vehicles. What is tactical spec armor? And how does it differ from the mil-spec components that have been offered in the past? This is just a marketing phrase and has no special behavior in-game. Storm is normally armored as you'd expect a tank of this role or type to be. How well defended is this tank compared to, say, the Nova, Ursa, or Centurion? And how does its armor fare in comparison? Well, in terms of durability, it sits between the Nova and Centurion and has significantly more than the Ursa. Then, as tanks are intended to be off-road vehicles, will the low ground clearance of this model limit traversal? Does the tread configuration of the Storm give it any sort of advantage when hitting obstacles on rough terrain? The answer is the Storm has relatively good ground clearance, especially compared to the Nova, and its design allows for much greater arrival or departure angles without hitting the hull. Interesting.
Let's stop there real quick. Anything else? Any of these questions and answers stand up to anyone before we move on, just in case?
Is it a transformer?
Yeah.
I think so. What stands out to me is they literally say this has really good mobility as opposed to the Nova. So you're talking about two track vehicles. One is larger, heavier armored, and meant for multi-crew. So it's going to have heavier firepower. The other, though, with this one, with the single seater, it's smaller and it's clearly faster. But they're saying it has better mobility, it has better clearance than they literally are saying that than the Tonk. So what you're talking about is a situation where this is a very viable role where you would say depending on what kind of terrain you're dealing with, in some cases, you might want to take advantage of the heavier armor and heavier firepower of the Tonk if you have two crew. And in some cases, depending on the terrain, you literally might say it's better for us to have two Novas than one Tonk because we need the ability to get through rough terrain. Or maybe I'm just hearing that wrong, but that's what I heard from that question and answer.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
it's a Mac. It's a Mac.
No, it's not. It's not a Mac. I wish it were. If it were a Mac, I would be all over it, but it's not a Mac. It's a tank. It's like getting into a Mac. That's what he said. It's like getting into a Mac.
Yeah, baby, don't know.
I'd like to know what its signature and cross section is in comparison to like a Nova. Will it be
probably
like less protectable?
Yeah, I guess it's so. I think it's going to be speedy. That's going to be one of those that you would have like the Fury. A swarm of those would be deadly.
Yeah, but you got to get them there. I mean, there's only so many ships you can. I mean, Yeah.
You pile 3 of them on a A2 or C2 or M2. How many tonks can you fit on one of those? 2?
Could you imagine a Legionnaire pull up? Not a Legionnaire. What's the
Yeah, that's it.
Legionnaire.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it the Legionnaire? Okay, the one
Yeah.
that carry. No, the Liberator.
Liberator.
Oh,
The Hellcat.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
The Liberator.
Legionnaire is the boarding ship.
Yeah, boarding ship. You imagine a Liberator carrying a whole fleet of these bad fellas. And
See, again, I'm not sure how big the Liberator is and how many it can carry.
So they literally showed in the art for the Liberator, they showed 2 tonks on the top level.
Okay.
So if 2 tonks will fit on just the top level, you got to figure if you were to fully load it, you got to swarm.
There you go.
Especially as it's shorter. So
I guess it's the length of it. Do they tell the length? Like it's not as long as the tonk, is it?
It's
No,
not as long.
shorter.
So you would probably get 3. The idea, I think, would be get like 3 of those into a C2 or
that's what I'm thinking.
an M2, and that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious about how it's going to traverse, though, with the improvements that we're getting. If wheeled vehicle improvements that we're getting, that's going to the tank's mobilities.
I think you're going to end up seeing a way lighter armored, way lighter firepower, way faster, more maneuverable, more capable terrain type vehicle, and I love it. I think that's awesome.
Well, Kalrati, let's finish off this Q&A, then ask people about the rest of it. So go ahead.
All right, let's go. So, will the bespoke size 3 weapon have the same upscaled damages for its size, similar to other vehicles with unique weapons? For example, the size 5 Slayer cannon for the Nova has, in the current state of the game, 18,500 alpha damage, while other S5 ballistic cannons only deal 1,500. Yes, like the Nova, the size of the weapon doesn't truly follow the other systems given its bespoke nature, allowing for independent tuning, which puts it at a much higher alpha/DPS than the number would normally be. Next question is, what about the barrel elevation and depression? Considering the Nova's barrel can't depress for far enough to aim a little downward, how does the Storm fare? Again, all stats are subject to change, so we don't want to give exact numbers at this point. However, it's safe to say that the Storm's depression and elevation ranges are significantly better than the Nova, allowing you to hit things on the ground almost directly in front and to the side of the vehicle. To achieve this, the turret extends up a little when the vehicle powers on. Next question, why just one size 3 weapon? Why just one? Well, the answer is, this was an intentional design choice, as the bespoke nature of the gun allows it to perform very strongly for its size. We didn't want the Storm to be excessively overgunned or be too much for a sole driver to manage and fight with compared to other vehicles. And finally, does it have any additional ways to fight off small targets like infantry, since it doesn't have a size 1 anti-personnel repeater? No. Ideally, like modern life, you do not want infantry getting close to the armored vehicles. But if you find yourself in this scenario, we'd recommend using the speed of the vehicle to get distance between you and the infantry, and use the turret weapon. Interesting.
I don't believe that's the check.
Yeah, there's more.
Yeah, there's more. So yeah, go ahead and finish these off.
All right, gonna roll through. So, is the driver's control of the turret restricted to the area in front of the vehicle, or does it have the proper 360-degree rotation? It has full 360-degree rotation, the answer is, allowing for views around the full vehicle. Next question. The specs state that the Storm has a remote-operated turret. Can the Storm fire while in motion, or does it have to stop for the driver to enter the remote turret interface in order to fire? What is the arc of fire, both while driving and presumably while using the remote turret? The answer is yes. The driver can control the turret while on the move or stationary. Whilst moving, the view limits are constrained to the front arc of the vehicle. When in remote view, however, you have the full 360-degree range. The brochure indicates there's personal weapon storage, but the picture suggests there might also be personal inventory space in the rear track. Is this the case? There is personal weapon storage in one of the front track housings and personal inventory space near the driver's entrance. The rear of the main body contains critical components, including the power plant, cooler, and shield generator, while the other front track houses less critical components like the radar, computer, and battery. And then, finally, a single size 0 power plant seems very underpowered when compared to other vehicles. Will this be sufficient to power not only the vehicle itself, but also its shields and bespoke energy autocannon? How do you intend to support this should a single power plant prove to be insufficient in the future? The answer to that is, this is something we'll expand upon in the future. But the upcoming resource network changes have given us the opportunity to reevaluate sizes and quantities of items about all vehicles. So, newer vehicles can seem under-spec'd relative to existing vehicles, but in reality, they will operate effectively as designed. Some vehicles will also have items reduced to be more in line with the upcoming changes. And of course, we have the disclaimer. The answers accurately reflect developments.
Yeah, we don't need to read that part, but thank you.
Yeah, okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Bonsai says, so I checked in the Liberator. Oh, I scrolled up. Hey, Divine Shadow. Thank you for this gift up to Zombie Pig. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, Divine Shadow. But Bonsai said he checked and the Liberators could fit 16 to 18 storms.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think get a fleet of Liberators coming in with those things into a hot zone. Uh-oh.
I think the disclaimer that Kalrati started to read should be reworded to say, yes, this new item coming into the verse will be crazy overpowered, and all of you idiots will go out and buy it, and then we will nerf it in 90 days. Thank you. Enjoy your experience.
What was the one ship that people were complaining and they wound up not nerfing it? What was it? I know the Ion was obviously nerfed, but it was something.
The Ion and the Inferno were nerfed. The one that they ended up not, they did nerf it a little, but not nearly as bad as people had expected them to. I believe you're referring to the X-wing, the
Scorpius.
Scorpius.
Okay, yeah. Right.
So if enough people complain, maybe they won't nerf it.
Sure.
Maybe. So yeah, any thoughts about the final half of the quick Q&A before we move on? I thought it was interesting about the size 0 power plant. You know, that caught my eye. Nothing else? All right. So I guess we'll move on. But that is the Q&A for the Tumbril Storm. Pick one up soon if you want one. Otherwise, get one in the universe when they release. This is probably what I'm going to do. Alright, so up next we have the Whitley guy's Cyclone. I'm not going to read through all this, but it's basically a development history about the Cyclone. Speaking of how they got their Tumbril Storm coming up, they probably thought this was a good idea to put out the lore for the Cyclone. So check that out when you get a chance. And then they cover all the different variants and what have you. So yeah, interesting. Okay, up next we have the Squadron 42 monthly report. We typically skip this, but I just want to say that, you know, the Squadron monthly report is out. You can probably get a summary of it on YouTube. I think the AfterPub or maybe your favorite content creator will have to cover it. But, you know, there's no news about Titan suit, so I'm skipping it. No news about the Titan suit, unfortunately, this time. But so up next we have, oh yes, what we've all been waiting for. The Star Citizen Alpha 3.19.1 live patch note. There were the database reset. Yes, long-term persistence enabled starting at UEC 2020K. Strongly recommended you delete the user and data folders for the public client before after patching. Known issues going into 3.19.1. We are not performing an L2P wipe. That is a long-term persistent wipe. With that said, persistent energy streaming and going into 2.19.0 has created a few knocks on with how long-term persistence is behaving, which may cause some items to go missing without certain steps taken. These major issues are now resolved in 2.19.1, but we wanted to point toward our previous thread about this to help anyone who missed it, an outstanding understanding about what has happened in case certain items do go missing. And as soon as I said that, the first few comments in the thread are, my items are missing, what's going on? So yeah, exactly what happened. If people
More than just that, fastcart, people are literally finding that they log in and their ships that they bought with actual cash aren't showing up. I'm not saying all people, some people, multiple people.
Yeah, so known issue. That's the first known issue that people should be aware of. We covered it in the past couple of weeks. Because, CIG had given us plenty of warning about it. The new deals and rental kiosks are missing. Ships can explode from collision with invisible asteroids. Player corpses do like the Squadron Grimhead. Players are unable to fully back out of primary residence due to tutorial selecting prompt. Okay, that's not good. Art assets will clip through the tight train during the journey in Lawville. AI FPS, enemy combat AI is slow to respond or react. That can't be too bad. Vehicle destroyed ship sources may not function or be restored after being repaired. The player can sometimes initially spawn or fall outside the bed in habs or hospitals. I hate when that happens. Especially when you first spawn in, you got to sit there and just wait for everything to load in before you try to get out of bed.
Yep.
Explore your ship with the activated viewport report. Talon Prowler have opaque glass material blocking vision. Oh, there you go, Jade.
Yeah. So it's a known issue.
So it's not the skin that's caused it. It's a known issue with the ship itself.
Fastcart.
Yep.
Just real quick, since I called out that people are logging into the game and finding that they don't have their ships that they bought with actual cash as a bug, I would like to point out in CIG's defense that some lucky players like Bonsai138 from the comments right now in chat are saying, I logged in and I have a free carrot somehow. No clue how that happened. So give it a try, because you too may be a winner of the carrot lottery.
Nice.
You never know.
It's probably a loner step from something in the Bonsai have, but yeah, they did change the loner matrix. I could probably bring that up in a bit. But
Bonsai don't say nothing.
These patch notes are why I don't make predictions on when a PTU patch is going to go live.
Yeah, and about that, I'm going to open an AUC betting pool over under on Jade's predictions from now on. So, and I'll
no.
Someone has to volunteer, and
bad idea.
Someone has to do it. Where was I? Location: Aberdeen, Fletcher Rehabilitation Facility. Missions: Ursa Rover can sometimes spawn under garages, preventing prisoner escape. Whoops. Tractor beam. If you activate the tractor beam in the hangar, you can bring the activated tractor beam back and use it in the armistice. Oh, that'll be fun. Okay. The hover quad. The vehicle spawns slightly stuck in the ground. Oh, that's never good. Docking the snub fighters, lack interacting prompt to enter it, making it unusable and standard. Racing location: a specific rock formation in the Yada Valley racetrack are visible, and some players and not others. It reminds me of a certain player being invisible sometime in FPS fighting.
I wonder who that is, man.
I wonder who that is. Salvage hub scraping. The anvil character sections of the hull so it's valid, but do not allow salvage. Crusader, active player, transitioning from EVA into Korea's landing pad has a high chance of instantly killing the player. That sucks.
Everything Fastcart has said for the last 10 minutes are reasons why it's a good idea that they moved back the respawn timer.
Okay, so transit area 18 OSM, sort of tram. players are falling through sometimes disciplining tram, shuttle treat head death. Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
So if you experience that and then have a 4-hour wait for a respawn, how happy are you with that game?
Oh, location.
As the poet said with PC gamers, just laugh.
Just laugh. They're trying to auto-sync with the station timer, causing trams to overlap and not appear on time, which can lead to the previous thing about disappearing trams and people falling to their death. So yeah.
But it's easy for the poets to laugh. He's got like 6 Idrises. So like he's just like, whatever, load up the next.
Okay, so game feature updates. ASOP Terminal refactor. When 319 comes to 319.1 comes to technical refactor ASOP. While this is mostly transparent update under the hood, it does have a few key directly observable advantages and fixes. I'm not going to read all that, but basically, hopefully, stuff will improve.
It's faster.
Tractor beam, huh? What was that?
That's essentially it. It's faster and
it's faster.
Less wait time. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Tractor beam QRL quality of life. Not ignore rotation when attaching mining items in both salvage items and market. So that's pretty cool. Mining scanning update. Made it so that scan results on a mining HUD accounts for active laser modifiers without having to shoot the mineable with the laser. Added Fury for the Max with Corsair to free flight, racing, and pilot form on modes and AC. Start shipping vehicles, Fury polish. You're polishing a Fury? Okay. Anyway, made improvement to rotation fulfillment and fuel usage. Increased Corsair maneuvering versus hit point. Corsair Tech updated Toby SDK to do that number. So they updated the Toby tracker, app tracker SDK. Should fix the problem with OBS. Hugo, thank you for the raid. Hugo the Lucky One, rating 45. Welcome people from Hugo's channel. We're discussing the patch note that just came out today. We'll be going to the ISD soon. I'll talk about fix the conflict with OBS website port 4455, showing as bad actor with using Toby. A whole bunch of bug fixes. They fixed multiple problems causing 19K. Did they fix anything with 30K? Nope. Nothing I see there.
That 19K affected so many people though, including myself. We've been able to PU for since almost the start of Invictus. So it's fixed now.
Cool. And there's a whole bunch of other big bug fixes that I won't go into. So yeah, but technical, fixed 6 client crashes, fixed 8 server crashes, multiple backend service updates and crash fixes. So yeah, that is the patch note for 319.1 went live today, 3 hours before we started the show. Cool. Has anyone been in the live server since 319.1 here?
Yeah.
In it now.
Yeah, it was super smooth.
Not bad.
Cool.
This is the first launch for me, so it's not bad at all.
Have you had problem with the tram yet?
No, I got out of Area 18 just fine. How about you guys?
Okay. Cool.
Trains were running fine at New Babbage.
Cool. That's where I spawned, so that's good to know. Thank you for that. Going upstairs, he's in now. So yeah, let us know you have any problems going mad. All right, so up next we have. Okay, so this is 319.1. We got wiped again. They warned people about this stuff, right? That they were warned. Ziggy Capella replied, "Hey all, we're currently investigating reports of item loss." Is what you talked about before in 319.1 today. We'll keep you all posted once we have more info. So they have, as far as I know, that was updated like 7 hours ago or 6 hours ago. So I don't know if there's any update. So hopefully, stay tuned next week for an update.
The one thing that should be said, because there's right now there's just a massive wall of complaints of I can't log in. I've got this. I've got that. I got every video game in the last 5 years. Don't play on patch day, or if it's patch day and you do play, just hang loose, man. There's all kinds of problems. Everything is foobar.
Exactly.
This is normal for every video game. This is not unique to Star Citizen. They're all guilty of it. Give it a week, and most of those problems are go away.
That's like the golden rule in most gaming. Don't play on patch day.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. I enjoy playing on patch day for games that I'm super into. But like, you just have to go into it knowing, like, just be chill, man. Half your shit is gone. It'll show back up. For some reason, you're wearing your underwear on your head. Who knows? Just just be chill. It'll be okay. Give it a day or two.
But Kai, this person just put to grind for them every month. They just give up and spend $1,000 for the privilege.
Yeah, because that's what TIG wants you to do.
Not just that, but I mean, this is alpha. I mean, people say we use that as an excuse, overly use that excuse, but this is what alpha is. It's not beta.
Goddamn, DK was dropping truth bombs on there, and it was harsh. Dick burn.
Yeah, so yeah, 319.1 is out. Hopefully it'll get better as time goes on. Let's see how the work the magic. Oh, I don't know. I got this twice. No, I hit my back instead of going forward. So this is the can't buy upgrade. Can't buy defendant upgrade. Wolf CID said, "Thanks for reporting. We're currently investigating this wondrous behavior. So I don't know if it's fixed yet, but hopefully they'll be able to upgrade to the Defender soon. I have to check whether or not the Mustang Omega is available. I'm always trying to get the Mustang Omega whenever there's a new patch or a new thing. Okay, so this is the roadmap update. This is going to be not really extensive, but real vehicles handling improvement. There's a question about that in Spectrum. I'll get to that in a moment. Updates and improvements to ground vehicles, movement parameters, and simulation, allowing for more robust tuning and identity between various ground vehicles. There's the ISC to covering movement improvement. I want to say 6 months ago or something like that. But it's very happy to be here. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
With this published, we're beginning to add Q4 2023 schedule to upstream, with additional teams being added to subsequent publishes. The following deliverables have been added to the progress tracker, the Ride Fury, and then the Tumbril Storm. So basically most of those are game-ready vehicles, so not much with the progress tracker. But on Spectrum, Jake Acapella went into more details for this stuff. So I'm going to scroll down real quick, and it's, hopefully, you can. So, sneaking that whole sheet into release view, kind of respected that in the last few SEO, I guess. She said that they added a few updates ago, so it's not a new thing, but yeah. Jake Acapella answered to Ren saying, continuing about the whole sheet, he replied that part of this is determining the exact scope of what is included in 320 and what will be future update. Tune into ISC this week for more info. Like we said, we're about to get an ISC in a few minutes. Go down. So here it is. So Jack Acapella replied to mention, talk about the SAN'TALK guy in monthly report, the great back to about the SAN'TALK guy, and the progress tracker postponed to release December, and he asked why, about the SAN'TALK guy specifically. There are a few more steps in the active grayback, including load 0, that's level of detail 0, and final art, as well as things like audio and VFX. We'll have a progress update this week on ISC, which is we're about to get to. So there. I'm glad that CID, especially Jake Acapella and various other members, are replying to people who have questions about this stuff. I think this is the last one. We're going to the roadmap. Vehicle handling would mean Ranger soon TM. That's what I was hoping when I first saw that. I was hoping for the Ranger update, but Jake Acapella said, two-wheel vehicles is a separate deliverable than this one and requires additional engineering work. So no, not soon TM, unfortunately. So yeah, any comments about anything we just read about in the roadmap?
This actually, it goes back to me really, if there's going to be a much more noticeable difference between the Nova and the Storm compared to if this didn't come in. because we've seen the Q&A for the Nova, and now we see it for the Storm in terms of mobility. So when those who are having their tournaments, and especially SAN'TALK.YALL, come 320, even for the Nova, will this affect the tax, or is it mainly going to touch on the non-track vehicles? Is what I'm wondering.
Thank you for that.
I feel like "Not Soon TM" should be CIG's new slogan.
I think so. We should have a T-shirt for that.
No, man. Another T-shirt. That's what.
If they put that out instead of the Origin mugs, they'd sell out instantly.
Hey, we just have an exclusive at the Soul Citizen store. Get your short today.
Ooh.
Oh,
let's do it.
Bring that up with Griffin later on.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the roadmap update. And finally, before IST, Alien Week, not gonna lie, I love the branding. Just from Joe. Maybe CIG doing this for years, but I just don't pay attention. So, but stuff like Lucky Humans Get Shipped got a good chuckle out of me. Prop to the writer. And it's Halbert CIG replied. They're gonna pass it on to the proper creative folks behind all the Alien Week branding this year. Thanks for the kind words. So yeah. People, the commercial was a nice touch, so I want to send CIG props to. But basically, they just stole the idea from Wookie. So, no, I'm kidding.
Well, it was a combination of that, and if you remember, there was a subscriber item not long ago that were T-shirts that were Banu. Basically, like Banu made T-shirts.
Those are great T-shirts.
Yeah, and so. Like a lot of that humor from those shirts is in this too, of like how the Banu
cool
see it.
Ones.
Yep.
Nice.
This is one last thing before the IST is this week in Star Citizen. I'm gonna read a summary that I put notes in, but last but certainly not least, word on the wire that some information about this year's CitizenCon event is coming this week. We covered that a bit earlier, but keep your eyes on the main website for news and on tickets and more info, more in the days ahead. Thursday kickoff Alien Week, we just covered that. Friday, Alien continues with the narrative team joining us in Star Citizen Live, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. UTC, or 1 p.m. Eastern time. Finally, on Saturday, we got a pair of race competitions for the Speed Damage Universe. First, at 5:45 UTC, the Division Pro race from XDR will take place at Extreme Gaming. Then later that evening, a System 7 final from Atmo Esports going live at 8 p.m. UTC on twitch.tv/Atmo Esports. Good luck racing. We won't be having a show voice Saturday, so go ahead and watch all that stuff. It's fine.
I got just a special request, and I never, ever do this, but I'm going to do it. If you ever wanted to know why crime stats were instantaneous, and you ever wanted to know why you got instantaneous information in your Moby-Glass in a Star Citizen universe where there's not supposed to be faster and light communication, go to that thread and upvote my question for the narrative team. That's all.
Go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. So this is IST. Go back. This is 15 minutes or 16 minutes, but we're going to stop in the middle at about 8 minutes, 8 seconds. So let's see what's up.
Hey everyone, it's Alien Week, that yearly celebration of all things Vanduul, Tavaran, Xi'an, and Banu.
Don't forget to sacred Thack. Don't forget to sacred Thack. Don't forget to sacred Thack.
And to celebrate here on ISC, we thought we'd check in with members of the ship team currently working on the latest Xi'an fighter, the SAN'TALK.YALL. SAN'TALK.YALL. It's pronounced just like it's spelled. But because we just got off 2 weeks of ship segments with Invictus just a few weeks ago, I figured we'd do things a little different this week and call vehicle art director Elwin Batchelor Jr. and lead designer Stephen Hosmer directly in a special Calling All Devs edition of Inside Star Citizen. Because that's just how I roll sometimes. Now, I understand we already have them on the line? Yes? Great. So, Elwin, Hosmer, why don't you give us an update on where we're currently at with the SAN'TALK.YALL?
Real talk, we just failed our Grey Box review. That's real talk for you.
So where we're at with the SAN'TALK.YALL right now is we just went through our review gate for Grey Box, which we failed. And it's not catastrophic. The main reason for that is because we haven't quite figured out how we're going to be doing and designing the cockpit dashboard yet. All of the exterior has been basically Grey Box modeled out. We have the majority of the animations finished. I'm actually currently repolishing the landing animation and in-flight animation and a couple of other really cool things that we haven't shown before. But yeah, the bulk of the geometry has been modeled out, and we're about to get ready to start doing material work and palms and all that good stuff to make it look beautiful. But unfortunately, we can't quite move on to that stage yet until we really nail down what it is that we're going to be doing with the dashboard.
I mean, that's part of the process. We want to make sure that everything is dotted and crossed. What's the expression? I don't know.
You mean cross your I's and dot your T's.
Cross your T's, dot your I's. There you go. We want to cross our T's and dot our I's.
I need to run this back a bit. Tell us that failing Grey Box is a semi-normal thing.
It isn't the most common thing that happens. I would say it happens less than 50% of the time. I don't have exact metrics for that, but in this case, it's just there's a lot going on right now that we're working on in the background, and we weren't able to get the level of support that we were hoping to get in order to really iron out the plans for this specific asset. But it happens from time to time. We know exactly why it failed. Everything else on the ship works. This is just one very specific issue that we have to deal with.
Oh, we fail them all the time. Basically, there's something that's always just, needs to get fixed or pointed out. And what we do usually is we'll, afterwards, we'll post videos, post screenshots, and be like, hey, here's this thing that was wrong. We fixed it. Can we pass now? Do we have to have another meeting? We might have to have it run through it again. But usually it's just minor things.
100%. Yeah. I mean, and we almost got the pass, but it's just there's too many unknowns from a visual standpoint to really move forward in a comfortable way. So it worked. The review gate worked. It blocked us from putting in something that's unfinished, basically. But we tried. We should have probably rescheduled it because we knew that was going to be missing and there was no way we would have the time to get it in on time. But hey, man, sometimes you got to see what you can get away with and realize you can't and then go back to the drawing board.
Don't say drawing board.
Well, it's not the drawing board. That's true. We're not going back to the drawing board, but we do have quite a bit of design work that we have to establish. What will be cool, though, is we do have a few ideas already for what we want to do. Hopefully, it doesn't take us more than a week and a half to establish the direction, and then another week and a half after that to actually actualize the asset. But it'll be nice because this will then establish the look and feel for Ep.104 specifically, right? Because we do have different manufacturers, even within the Alien lines. And so we want to make sure that we differentiate Ep.104. So that would be the Scout, now the SAN'TALK.YALL, and any future Ep.104 ships from any other Xi'an manufacturers that we might be working on. So this will help us establish that look and feel for the dashboard specifically, and we will want to retroactively then add that to the Scout as well.
Name another company that casually discusses failing internal reviews. Go ahead, I'll wait. Assuming, of course, that this episode even airs. At least it's honest.
It's always awkward. Every single time.
So, besides having to figure out a new dashboard, I assume everything else is going well? What do you like so far about the SAN'TALK.YALL?
I like the aesthetics and the way that we've kind of made the wings and the thrusters work, because the thrusters with the Fury, we actually got working thrusters where they actually spin forward and they retro with the actual main thrusters. So I was getting to mess around with the thrusters and how they worked and tuning them and trying to figure out how far can I take this? Can I make them go every single angle under the sun, or should I be restricting it? Should I change it so when it's in landed mode and it's in the more compact mode, should they still be able to go in every sort of direction, or should I restrict that more? So I was just getting to mess around with that was pretty fun for me.
I think the thing that I'm having the most fun with at the moment is how far we're really pushing the anti-grav tech that Xi'an have. So that's a common thing. That's going to be a common feature across all Xi'an ships, regardless of manufacturer. We sort of identified that as a core pillar of Xi'an technology. And so regardless of manufacturer, they will all have that. And then there's a couple of other things that we need some engineering support to do, but will really sort of bring the asset to life in an interesting way. We're hoping to get a lot more movement on the wings as the ship kind of moves around. So just the basic idea of making the vehicle feel like a living, breathing creature as a whole. That's the thing that's like super fun. But it's hard, man. You know, we need a lot of support to get that working. And if we can get it done, though, I think Alpoa is going to be a very unique manufacturer, because I think it's going to feel very different than everything else we have. Also, there's a lot of times there are things that I think are very easy to do, and then I'll speak to an engineer and they're like, actually, that's fundamentally different than the way ships work. And I'm like, oh crap, okay, well, I guess I got to figure out another way to do it. The most fun part, honestly, about the SAN'TALK.YALL just in general is we are trying a lot of new things. So we're stepping into areas that we haven't done before. And so there's a lot of risk involved with failing, essentially, where it's like, okay, we might try something and either it doesn't turn out well, or internally people don't like the way it looks, or we can't actually do it. Like, there's so many of those questions at every turn with the SAN'TALK.YALL, but we've been creeping forward, and overall the asset is looking awesome. I'm just hoping we can cross that finish line to like the full vision that I have.
I believe in you, Elwin. Thanks for your time. So yeah, that's a look at the current progress of the SAN'TALK.YALL working its way through the ship pipeline for an intended release later this year. And while we've got the ship...
Okay, so we're going to talk about what we've seen so far. Let's go in order. I'm a Kuznagi. What are your thoughts about the first half of ISC?
There's a ship, the SAN'TALK.YALL, the one we're talking about right here.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's a really cool ship. I didn't buy it. The one thing I have about an issue with this is I don't like the external human guns. I think they should be bespoke and maybe poking out of the ship structure. It just kind of looks off. But yeah, I mean, they are supposed to be towards humans, and humans like to change stuff. But I just would like to see something a little bit more on the lines. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Van Duel ships, like the Blade, have some weapons that are, I think, of bespoke.
Oh yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, it looks really cool. Yeah.
Cool. DK.
So first, regarding the actual format of the show, I liked it. I liked the conversation that they had. And it seemed like a real conversation, even though we know that Jared records afterwards and he had some conversations with him earlier. It really seemed like he did have that conversation, asked those specific questions in that specific way, and got have the ability to mix that into a recorded show. So that was kudos to them for making it feel
you can just tell
like an actual conversation.
You can just tell that he said, "Don't say drawing board" during the actual conversation.
And then immediately he came back and he said that. He was like, "I didn't mean drawing board." It's just like, they had that conversation. That was really cool. Regarding the ship, well, first of all, I don't think that's paint, fastcart. I think that's primer, and you just haven't gotten around to painting it yet.
I do like the white look on it. I know it's supposed to be white box,
it's good
but
primer.
Yeah. I like the look of it.
I mean, I like the fact that they actually, that they first thing they came out and said was, we failed a white box or a gray box.
No,
I was like, that's awesome.
We failed our gray box review.
I was like, that's great. That's great. That's good to hear. And, but like Kai said as well, he did say that, he's frustrated, that it's taking them so long to get these things done, and pushed them through. And you said regarding Starfield, my only pushback is that Starfield was pretty much already in development when Fallout came out, and when Skyrim came out, that was pretty much Starfield development as it was. So that's my opinion. But regarding just the fact that they came out and said something like that, it was just speaks to the volumes as far as what CIG is wanting to give to our community, or at least try to open up a little bit more. So people are like, where's the SAN'TALK.YALL? Well, we had this happen. And of course, people are now going to be like, well, what else happened? What else happened? And the more you tell them, the more going to keep asking, because you're never going to satisfy them. That's just the way it goes. But this is new formats. These are the new things that they're working on to try and communicate more with the SCLs and the ISCs now, turning into more of an open format discussions with the developers. I think it's wonderful. The ship is cool, but I think it was more about the conversation in a way that they're talking about things right now.
Cool. Thank you. 50 pace.
Yeah, all right. I, like the others, enjoyed the conversation. One of the things that pointed out to me was that I was listening to the point of fact that he, obviously, number one, that they're talking about, some of the, the things, the troubles or hills or hurdles that they're trying to overcome with a ship like this, is that, he talked about animations, I believe. And one of the things Pops was helping me out the other day was learning about animation. Animation is very tedious. It's very tedious, especially when it comes to a hard surface modeled ship like this. It's not like a human. It's not like something that you have where you can rig it up, and then like you have like on Unreal, like you said, talked about last week, Unreal's marketplace, you could load up a locomotion and go. These are where they're hand animated, from what I understand. So that takes a lot of work, because you have to go from that hand animation, and then he talked about that has to correspond with the engineering team, as to how those things work. So it's a lot of work. We kind of dismiss that from a point of view like, oh man, just get it out there, come on, give me my but it's from what I'm seeing, hats off to them for talking about their hurdles again. But that's my take on it from this half of the show.
Cool. Jade.
Okay, well, I would like to reiterate what Admiral Kusanagi said about the guns. I would really love to see, and it doesn't even have to be alien ship, but ships in general, where you have something like the Expanse, where I don't mean the ship, the Expanse, but like in the series Expanse, you have these guns recessed, and they come out when you need them, right? They're not just sitting there all the time.
Or like the Many Measurement.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or the 600i.
Or the 600i. Oh my gosh. But to what DK was saying, I like this new direction of them being more open about, what's going on with the ship. And I think we first saw this with the Bounty Merchantman, right? Well, why isn't the Bounty Merchantman, coming out? Like, well, they told you now. And that same with this, they told you here's where there's, a delay. This is where it comes from. What I would love to see them do, I love ships as much as anybody in this game, but what I'd love to see them do is extend this openness to things like what happened to passenger transport, what happened to some of these game mechanics, why did they disappear off the roadmap, not necessarily when we might expect them back, but what are the challenges before we could see them come back onto the roadmap. I'd love for them to extend it to game mechanics. Because I love ships, but they're also building a game that these ships fly in, and I'd love to know more. That's all.
Cool, thank you. Kaizen? Oh, you might have stepped away. You made it, Kai, if you're there. All right, come back to him. Pops, how about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I was kind of a little bit disappointed, but it's a personal interest. I was hoping that they did a little bit of announcement of like a surprise ship, but I'm always looking for my brand new land vehicle. Was kind of hoping for that, but that's just a personal kind of a choice, kind of
Yeah, that was. I think that was a comment on the Fun 953 Alien Week Star Citizen YouTube channel video about alien cargo ships and stuff like that. So yeah, you're not the only one.
Yeah, and let's see, what was the other part? Well, I spent a lot of time watching this, looking at what was in the background on those screens.
Oh yeah, let me fast forward.
I'm like peeking. I'm like trying to look, past their headphones, and I saw this silhouette to to that one. And at first I thought it was the 600 because of the silhouette, but then when we looked at it and I said, okay, no, that's the side. That's not the right direction, and it turns out to be the Storm.
Yeah, I immediately recognized the Storm because of the tracks and the silhouette and the shadow and stuff like that. Plus, I think that Jan Crew there, but I'm not sure. I think that's him. I'm not sure. So if that's not him, I apologize. But yeah, that's definitely the Storm there. The other thing I'm trying to figure out is like trying to go back to the other guy. Oh, and here I'm trying to figure out what's behind his head because he's in the way most of the time. I think he's a bit of it. Around 6 minutes. So if anyone can tell us what behind him, let us know. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know what? I'm going to tell you that was Jared's doing. Probably.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jared for that. He said, tilt your camera down exactly like this. Camera this. I guarantee it.
I would not doubt it.
I would not doubt it.
I'm looking through the gap in his headphones. I'm like, headphones. I'm trying
Somebody's
to
moving it.
I'm like, move to the left.
And the
Didn't
thing
someone
is,
move it? There's no one in the seat.
Yeah, it's moving, but there's no one in exactly cover.
Yes,
what are they doing?
Like, what is going on here? It's moving, but there's no one sitting there.
Because they know that we are looking in these videos to see any sneak peek of anything, and that's why I'm saying I guarantee Jared said pull your webcam down exactly that angle. Make sure it's like that.
Oh, it is moving. Hold on now.
Yeah.
They ain't gotta mess with a brother's mind like that.
Evidently they do. I mean, I thought it was an 890, but I'm probably wrong about that. I don't know what that is behind his head.
Who knows?
Who knows? So what are your thoughts, Kalrati?
So I know everyone addressed some really points here. I just want to go back to Admiral touched on with regards to bespoke weapons. Who knows? Maybe as you're looking into more levitation for the Xi'an tech, we may have gravity assisted or gravity attracted or levitation assisted weapons that just retract and they just hovering against the Xi'an ships. I'm going back to what they said with regards to the challenges and the interaction with the panels and such. That reminded me when they were talking about a Squadron 42 update in Aroundiverse in 2019 or 18, where they showed a very interesting and detailed preview of a Xi'an interface. It was reset and kind of retracted outward or extended outward to show a really cool kind of interface, and they used a lot of levitation there. So I don't know if it's because they're now resuming operations like that, and they're now going to try to apply it in some way to the SAN'TALK.YALL as well as to other Xi'an ships as well and vehicles, because it was a really cool thing to see, but we haven't really seen anything with regards to that on any other Xi'an vehicle. So it could be something similar to kind of show off more of the levitation of the Xi'an tech. It'll be very interesting to see when that comes online, when the dashboard comes online, that is. That's it.
Hi, you're back?
Yep.
Okay, so you're muted, so come back to you. Yep. What are your thoughts?
So while I 100% appreciate the open honesty and addressing failures or setbacks or delays here or there, and him making the comment of like, we should have known to reschedule this, but we tried to get away with it and whatever. I appreciate that. I appreciate that honesty. At the same time, in a week where we've seen what Starfield has done and is doing, it occurs to me, I think Star Citizen is taking too long. CIG is taking too long with all of this, with Star Citizen, with Squadron 42. And I don't think it's because they're bad at their job, and I don't think it's because they're lazy. I think it's because they are so 100% determined to invent every last piece of tech and every last game loop and sub loop that makes up a game loop that's part of this game. And I appreciate that to a certain extent, but I feel like you don't have to. You can literally have 36 things that are completely new and unique to the game world, and then 50 other things where you just use tried and true methods that work great that people love from other games. You don't have to reinvent every last wheel. You can, in fact, have many, in fact, new and innovative and completely groundbreaking things mixed in with a vast majority of other things that are just like, look, we've seen how this works in other games. We've seen what's awesome. We've seen what sucks. We're going to use these 10 new things we've invented and these 50 other things that are beloved on so many other games, and we can get a product out sometime before we're all looking like Joe Biden walking around just going, is my ship here yet? Like, let's just get this goddamn game out so we can play it already, for the love of Mike. And I'm going to shut up now.
Are you talking about Star Citizen?
Yes, I would appreciate that. I would appreciate Star Citizen to be out sometime before I'm waiting for my next shift on the Mars mines. Like, I would like to play Star Citizen. I would like to play my spaceship game before I am living in space, please. Thank you.
I honestly, now this is getting us a little off track, but I really think it's gonna be like 2029. Because
we're running late.
No, I know, but you got Squadron 42.
Too far off track, but yeah,
three Squadron 42 games, because there's 3 of them, and then the PU. So
I don't think no. They better hell no. I'm gonna say hell no to that. You put out Squadron 42 1, then you focus on the PU. I honestly don't think Squadron 42 is gonna be the big success a lot of people think it is. I don't think that episode 2 and 3 are gonna be that much in demand that they need to put this off until 2030. People pledged for Star Citizen. Most people I know that pledged since 2016 pledged for Star Citizen, not Squadron 42. So I'm with Kaizen.
But people who pledged in 2012, they pledged for Squadron 42.
People that pledged in 2012 won't even be playing this game when it comes out. Like, I'm sorry.
Some will. Unique will.
Like, yeah. I mean, unique. There are people that will. But I'm being real.
Before we get too far off track, let me just say, Jared, you forgot to say good talk at the very beginning. I'm calling you out, man. Good talk. Yeah, you forgot about them. I love that we want to talk about the Great Box review. I already said about I think it looks good in white, but I understand that won't be the final color. Hopefully, it'll be a skin in the future, because that looks pretty good on that ship. Failing a review is not uncommon, or it's common, depending on which developer you ask. That's what it seems like. We were wondering what that ship was behind Elwyn. We talked about that. Could I just say, the animation for the SAN'TALK.YALL is awesome. And they said that they wanted to be a living, breathing creature on its own. And I think they're on its way to having that feeling. But having said that, on the next part of what we're going to watch, the animation is even better in my opinion. So let's get to the rest of ISC. So let me cue it up.
Let's do it.
A ship that's finally working its way through the ship pipeline for an intended release later this year. And while we've got the ship team on the phone, let's see if we can get an update on a ship that's finally making its long-awaited debut in the upcoming Alpha 320, the Hull C from Musashi Industrial. Hey, John Crew, are you there?
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. The Hull C.
Yep.
This thing's been in development for a while. What's been going on, man?
Well, how long have you got?
Try to keep it under 2 minutes.
Okay. Hull C, for those that don't know, is like the big 18-wheeler of the Star Citizen universe, designed for transporting bulk cargo around the stations and between solar systems. We started it, I want to say 5+ years ago. We got so far on the art and design side, probably early grey box. And then the sheer amount of technical challenges with this ship became apparent. We put a pause to it. We thought, we'll come back. The teams that need to help us have more important things to do at that point in time. There was object container streaming going on. So we're like, that's more important. We'll sort that out. We'll come back to it. And the last year or so, we've come back to it and had to deal with all those big technical challenges for the ship.
And how's it doing today? What can folks expect?
You can expect the ship working as we intended it to be when it was concepted. So it's quite a unique ship in the game. There's a lot of moving parts literally on it and some tech in there that you've never seen before in any ships. So primarily the hurdles revolved around that central spindle section that you can walk through whilst it's doing those animated states. We've essentially got 2 parts of the ship that move independent, or they're animated together, but they're independent parts of the ship. And a new way of loading cargo onto the ship.
I want to talk to you about that. So one of the big questions since this thing was first introduced is how the cargo loading and unloading is going to work in Alpha 320. Who can tell us about that?
I think we can probably get Chris Tanks on the line.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Jared. Excuse me. Hi.
Hi, Chris Tanks.
Hi, Jared.
So how does cargo work for the Hull C in Alpha 320?
So in Alpha 320, the Hull C behaves as we expect it to. When it's extended, when its cargo arms are out, it can't land. So it can't take cargo in the normal sense that any other ship that takes cargo does while it's landed. So you go to your cargo terminal, you buy as much cargo as you want, you set it to the Hull C, but the system recognizes that it can't spawn the cargo while the ship is landed. So you get in your ship, you fly it out of the hangar, and then contact ACC again. That is when the ship realizes, oh, I'm out of the landing zone now, I'm ready to take some cargo. So you extend it, contact the ATC, and the cargo will spawn on your ship then.
Does this thing fit in any hangars?
While it's collapsed, it'll fit in the large spec hangars. When it's extended, it doesn't fit in any hangar we have at the moment.
You can dock it though.
It can be docked at any station.
Has anybody tried to dock it when it's fully extended?
Oh, I mean, you would hit the extent of the cargo long before your landing gear touched the ground. It would not be pretty.
What do we do?
Well, I mean, somebody will have done it, and it will have been a magnificent explosion, but I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, so we've been looking at images of the new Hull C. It looks fantastic. Which one of you is going to talk about how it looks?
Probably Ben.
You don't have Ben back here, do you?
Hello.
Take a seat, Ben.
Hello, Jared. How are you?
There's no way they're letting me do this with the episode ever again. Ben, talk us through it. The Hull C looks great. It's been a while getting there.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
So as John mentioned, it's been in development for a while. We kind of stepped on it and stepped off it, depending on what tech we needed. I think, in our game we talk a lot about kind of gold standard, but really with the Hull C, it's kind of like current standard. So what we want to do is make sure when we release the ship visually, it ticked all of our kind of current processes, and it kind of really was on par with everything else that we put out now compared to where it was kind of back in the day. I think some of the other kind of updates we've had to do to kind of maintain it over the years is just the kind of like the simple things like we now have a lot more interaction in the ships, which we never had back when it was first started. So making sure all the panels are accessible and open and close and animate, making sure the dashboard's all interactive and all those fun things that everyone's used to now.
What are some of your favorite parts? What are things that people should look out for visually?
I think, to be honest, the ship is a very industrial ship, and it really kind of feels that way. There's some like little things that I just love, like the main kind of airlock entrance into the ship feels really big and chunky and strong, which I think is needed on something so industrial. And that kind of industrial language kind of flows throughout the ship. I think my kind of main favourite place is engineering in the rear. The whole rear of the ship is kind of dedicated to really encompassing that idea that you are on a big workhorse. You know, there's big engines, there's massive pipes. It feels really kind of like nice and moody and a little bit dangerous. And I think that's kind of really helps sell what's going on the outside of the ship, but inside.
Well, that all sounds great. So, what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the SAN'TALK.YALL is still making its way through the ship pipeline for an intended release later this year. What are you doing? That the whole sea looks great, and it's intended to arrive in the upcoming Alpha 320 with modified cargo loading and unloading. That inviting people into your ship and calling people for an interview less than an hour after they failed their go-no-go is either the best thing or the worst thing that you can do, depending on your point of view. And that it's Alien Week, and you should check out the RobertSpaceIndustries.com website and socials for all the various promotions, activities, and contests that usually go along with it. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee with Chris, John, and Ben. Thanks for exploring the process of game development with us, and we'll see you all here next week. Almost certainly back to the regular format. So, I'm just gonna get going.
Cheers, Tara.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it? Damn.
Is that the end? No.
I never saw the end of that when I stopped.
So yes. Let's go in reverse order for that one. Pop, you have any thoughts about the whole sea?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm happy to see that it's coming in pretty soon. Let's see. It just reminded me of this big fatal mistake that I made. I bought the whole E.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
that's no moon.
Yeah.
That's a Death Star.
When we had no idea really how big that it was, and then when people told us, I traded it. I think I melted it for the Banu Merchantman at that point. But it's a good thing. I'm really happy to see him coming in. I want to get in it and see all the details that's there, and I think it's going to be so exciting to see these ships flying around in these big ships like that, flying around in the verse. I think it's going to really be exciting. So I'll let everybody else, say their points.
Cool. Kai, you had a thought. We talked about this before the show.
Oh, this is you. You're pushing me to say this. All right. I'll say it. But for the record, I was going to not try to inflict this on people, but you making it happen. I would put legitimate money that either the whole sea does not come out as scheduled, or if it comes out in that patch comes out delayed. It does not come out as scheduled. Star Citizen at this point, if it was my child at college, it would be my child in his eighth year. It was in his 8th year of a 4-year degree, whom I love, whom I cherish, who I'm invested in seeing succeed. But he's coming to me now, showing me that he is opening up a YouTube channel, and I want to tell him, buckle down and get your shit done and get this product out the door. Thank you. Go get that degree. Get it done. It's time. Enough already.
I'm curious, Kai, as to...
Thank you for the show. Go ahead, Kalrati.
Thank you. So, real quick, before we move to Jade, I'm curious, Kai, what makes you think that it'll get delayed? Because it's definitely a valid statement.
That's what I said.
What makes me think that it will get delayed is
because
an IQ in the double digits and seeing their past history of getting anything done on schedule.
Okay.
All right, and I will counter with this one simple fact. We first saw an image of the Hull C flying around Moon Yella back in 2017. I believe it was around November of 2017. So all those delays, you're not wrong, right? You're definitely not wrong in terms of delays. But what are the probabilities that it's going to be delayed again after 6 years of delays when what they've showed you right there, we just saw that everything that they needed to do to exist in the universe technically now is done.
I would refer you back to your statement about 20 minutes ago where you said, I give up on trying to give any kind of estimates because I'm not good at it. I say it with love, but it's, we'll see. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
For ships, but
I could be wrong.
I would, in this case, I would make an AUEC bet with you because, because and I'm going to actually, if you want, 2 million AUEC. This comes out on time.
Ooh, we got that guy
on time. So how define on time? So we have a clarification level.
On time means a 3.20.x patch.
Sure, and 3.20.x could be released in 2028 for all we know. Like a date.
Look, they don't put dates on patches anymore because so I can't do
yes,
that
and that illustrates my point beautifully. Let's just wait and see.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
I've written down in the ledger that we have a bet for 2 million AUEC.
I heard that too.
I don't think that's a legit bet.
No, it's a legit.
For it to be a legit bet, it would have to have a date.
Yeah, so
that's my point.
There's no meaning of mine here, so I don't consider this a legit bet.
It's patch tied, not date tied. Sorry.
So Ty, I thought you were cool about discussing that. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but do you have anything else about the whole C?
I love it. I love everything that I see. Star Citizen always brings the pretty. Star Citizen always brings the interesting. Star Citizen always brings the big ambition, and I love all of that. I just would also like my goddamn video game now, please.
All right, fair enough. All right, Jade, you're up. Whole series.
Okay. All right. Wow. So just looking at this, I have a huge smile on my face, and I don't usually get excited about ships, right? But the reason I get excited about this ship is because I'm getting excited about this. The reason you got excited about the Bounty Merchantman, it's the possibilities it opens, right? So now with this, we're going to finally have those large, 32 SCU containers in the game. We're going to have actual freight, not just cargo hauling. And that's going to mean the economy is going to be different, somewhat different.
The other pub was on Twitter earlier saying how this is like a placeholder because they're having a ship, but there's no real gameplay for the ship yet.
Yeah, it is, to some extent, but I mean, like you could say that about like the Starfarer. I mean, technically you can refuel ships, but
the Starfarer was released before CID went on record saying that they want to have gameplay for ships from now on. So this is them going back to it.
We have cargo, and then this will bring in like actual long haul freight, right? So yes and no. I mean, we will be able to load this up and haul. I mean, what is it? It's a ship. It's a freighter, right? It's like a
freighter,
like a container ship, right? So it's going to really come into its own when we have other systems in the game like Pyro and Nyx. But even within Stanton, I think they may, this is a guess. They may alter the economy to make a reason for this ship to exist in its in its released form, and I'm excited about that. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen a major, huge change to the like cargo freight economy. Well, we didn't really have freight, but we had cargo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Face to face.
All right, so for this section of ISC, I have two things. Shout out to the person or NPC or whoever it was that was controlling the person in the hangar, trying to tell the person, hey, listen, you know, your ship is expanded and you need to collapse it. And knowing that it was going to explode, sat there and took a to the face.
A cargo to the face.
Yeah. So
a
basically,
a big old fist to the face.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out to that person. You know, shout out to that person for you know, thinking that was cool instead of getting the hell up out of there and say, all right, well, he ain't listening, he ain't looking, I'm out. So the other one is, this is not pertaining to the Hall C or anything like this, but there's a character in the video that's on a screen on the bar. I'm trying to remember, what character is that? It's a turtle character. I thought it was a character from Paladins. You see it down there on the bottom left corner? Right where see to the left. It's behind the words, behind your closed captions.
Behind the closed caption?
Yeah, behind it.
Oh,
you see it?
Oh, there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I was trying to figure out what character that is.
I have no idea. Anyone else know in the chat, let us know.
Turtle.
I think it's a turtle.
You know what else I thought was funny? I know what they did when the guy was on the ground and they kind of, I know it wasn't really him at the terminal at that point, but I'm like, okay, why would he be on the ground? And then how would he get back up to the hall, see if he's on the ground at the terminal? But I know that's really not what they were doing. And the only other thing I was like kind of disappointed the way the cargo loaded on there, just like that. Puff, 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 puff.
Yeah, what were you expecting though, Pops?
I mean, I know it's not, I know it can't be now, but I would like to see some type of box carrying them to the ship, attaching them and going back.
I mean, but now this
I know it couldn't be.
I mean, this is a universe that has tractor beams. Why wouldn't this stuff just be beamed right to the ship? Tractor beamed from the station right to the ship.
Take, though, Jade?
How long would it take to have somebody get into an Argo, pick up a 32 FCU box, then dock it to a Hull C? To me, it would take a lot less time to beam it than to be loading it onto a ship and then offloading it onto another ship.
In fairness, fastcart, there's a ton of.
I mentioned the bot. I'm sorry, Kyle. The only reason I mentioned the bot because if you're loading it from one side, beaming from one side, how you beam to the opposite side.
In fairness, fastcart, Pops made the point of like he would like to see the cargo get loaded. Lots of video games do this. Little iPhone games like Clash of Clans do this, where they do this where what you see is you would see like the ship pull into like a docking ring, and then like it just shows like one of those, like there's scaffolding all around and it's like an under construction. There could be a little animation that takes place of just like work crews moving around. It doesn't like you have to do it like bespoke. It could just be a little sort of loading screen of animation of, this is under construction, and then the ship pulls out, and it's like literally iPhone games have that.
You just said loading screen. That's an epithet to Chris Roberts.
No. Loading screen, not of loading you into the zone, but loading your ship full of stuff. That's different.
Yeah, but we don't have those like animation like in Star Citizen. We don't have like cutscenes like that. We just don't.
I mean, you make a fair point, but I'm saying at this stage in development, that's what I'm trying to go for. At this stage in development, I don't see CID because that's more like a policy kind of thing that you do towards the individual development or in beta rather than having it now. That's where I'm trying to come from. But yeah.
I got you. I agree with Pop. I think it would be Pops. It would be cool to see.
I agree. It would be cool, but I'm not at this current stage in development. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Fast Cart. Remember back when we had Cryastro and they had those robots that came and fixed your ship? So what Pops is saying is something like that, but for it'll zap the cargo on.
And we don't have them anymore. That's
I know, right? But bring them back. Why not?
Yeah. I think that was Fifth Space turn. Or were you done?
No, that was Johnny Mnemonic's turn. So,
and
my turn again. But yes, no, I'm done.
All right, DK.
So let's see. There are a lot of good comments. So I'm just gonna see if I can add to some of that. I am interested in how they're going to make this cargo gameplay work with the Hull C when it comes into the game. Because like was mentioned with Kai and Jade about there being some kind of a, either a mission or the economy's got to change or something's got to happen with this thing that comes into play. It can't go to ground stations, obviously. So, they're talking about ways that could work. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the understanding that you go down to a landing zone or outpost, load or buy the cargo, and then have to fly back up to the station?
You get a ladder, DK, when you're on the ground, right, and you order it, somebody has to drop a ladder down to you. So you can climb back up the ladder.
So you climb up the rope.
Right, there you go.
Okay.
You got to get your arm.
Do they have a winch? Because I can't climb that much.
Right, or you get a tractor. Or you get a tractor beam.
Up, man.
Right, you get a tractor beam, and they Scotty beams you up, or
Yep.
I just thought that was funny.
But it's just like I'm trying to figure that out. And then, if it would be nice if there was actual kind of missions, cargo freight running missions that they have. I don't see how difficult that could be. It doesn't seem like it's a box mission, except load the box into your ship and haul it across. So from I don't know, Mike L1 to Crew L1 or something, and it make some money doing that, large amounts of waste or something, just as a contract, that
Hey, DK, you live in Area 18, and you see that like a planet like that would need tons of resources, right? What if they put those? So like at Orison, we have docking collars at the spaceport. Right. What if we had some of those big buildings at Area 18 that had like a docking collar, and the Hull C could pull up and
see they could do something like that. That makes sense, especially in some place like Area 18 where you have these massive towers. The Hull C doesn't have to go on the ground,
right?
It can land at go to a dock and hover. I'm sure it's got some hover capabilities. I'm sure, or at least it could be held. Through the docking system. I don't know. We can come up with ways to make it work.
Yeah.
Rule of cool. That's how we make it work.
Exactly.
But something has to happen when a thing comes into game. We're talking about a CIG saying we're not going to release anything without gameplay for it. They're talking 320 for for introduction. So something's got to come with it. It has to. I don't care if it's a simple box mission on a very large scale, hauling waste from Microtech to Crusader, fine. At least the ship has some use, as opposed to somebody running down to I don't know, mining facility 045 on Walla to pick up a whole bunch of Grissium, and immediately crash the entire system for one Hull C. And that's it. Economy done. You know what I mean? It's just like that is not viable. So they're gonna have to figure something out. And I'm really interested to see what they're gonna do. And otherwise, the ship is really cool. I'll crew on somebody's LC. You just let me know when and where. And I want to stand in the middle when that thing is extending and just watch.
I mean, that could be a death trap for the first 3 times.
I don't care.
You're going to die in there. I just know.
I want to see it.
All right, Kishinagi, how about you? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts right now? Well, we're talking about cash backing. Not a game. You know? Cash backing. Word. Oh, we are talking about a game here. Hold on. So Hull C, right? Hull C is going to be. Nomad got that. But okay, so Hull C, I think is going to be like the station to station stuff. Like, you know, you're talking about the most populous ship out there, and I think the Hull Bs, potentially other ships that are going to be like similar to the Hull B, that type of you know, smaller medium cargo to get to like terrestrial locations on a moon. You're gonna have like the Hull A for like these small landing sites. You probably have the Hull B for something, you know, in between. I don't know. Maybe they will have something for the Hull C that can kind of keep it above ground, but those thrusters are not going to keep it floating. So yeah, we're not talking about practice danger, hobo. It's goddamn, it's not a game. So yeah, so that's the way I see it. I think the ship looks fantastic. I like the fact that you got the tractor beam on top of it. I think we're going to have to see that actually used at space stations. You're going to have the SRV, the CRV. Yeah, the SRV is, I think, is this one. The SRV is going to be used for this ship, and I think it's going to. Right now, they're showing it just like the box is kind of being put on there, like, you know, lickety split. But they're physically going to have to be put on there by NPC workers or your own crew using these things, using these other ships. So this is kind of the intro to all that. So yeah, talking about fast cash backing.
Abby, you said you want to be pulled in. I don't see you in Discord.
You just popped in.
He's here.
Oh, okay, I see it. Oh, go ahead, Abby.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Sorry,
What's up, Abby?
You just come up as A, and I'm not used to just seeing initials yet. Go ahead.
No worries. Oh, I don't have anything to say. I just was wondering if I could get in on the show.
Oh, okay, cool. No problem.
Didn't mean to interrupt you. We can keep going. My bad.
Kalrati, how about you? The whole scene.
Yeah, so I was very excited to see what they had to. Oh, get it? I actually didn't intend on that. To see what they actually had to about concerning.
Are you trying to steal my jokes?
Hey, it wasn't intended, so I'm getting to that pro level, you know. So yeah, so I wanted to touch on just a couple of points, and there's one concern that I have, which is more so going to be a temporary concern. And I hope I'm wrong on this one, but you know, going back to what Kai's concern was with regards to the update, I think this is the reason why they decided to go ahead and do the Hull A action, where you know, you don't need the freight elevator, you don't need to wait on those things to actually manually load onto the Hull C the cargo. You know, by not relying on that coming out anytime soon. Which is what I'm thinking now is not coming, most likely not coming in 320, right? Who knows? We never know. But if we are to assume that it's not coming in 320, then this could be a good workaround until that occurs. And I was going to touch on another point, and with regards to the locations of buying cargo, they did talk about where you would have to come out of your hangar and contact ATC. You would have a special ATC cargo deck where you have to contact that, and your cargo in a particular, you'll have to go into a particular area, and it will be loaded. I think we're starting to see them in, you know, where they're tailoring and showing, okay, this is where the Hull C should go in terms of a location. Most likely, we don't know if you'll be able to do the same. Maybe you have a buddy. Let's say you gave a buddy your ship to fly on an outpost temporarily, we don't know, for 320, and you're flying down, both of you are flying down, probably in a lighter ship. You go to the outpost and you buy the cargo, and your buddy, even though it's your ship, you can contact cargo ATC on that outpost on that moon. May not occur, but if it is what they're showing, you would actually have to only be able to actually purchase cargo at a station. And this goes back to what Jade may be speculating on, where we may see a change in the cargo system. So it may not actually break the economy, but it may offer some incentive to use the Hull C by purchasing the cargo there, and open up more opportunities and such for these large freight, and of course smaller freight or smaller vessels, where the large freight may not need to go to the outpost. Like we're talking about things like the Hercules and up. They may not need to go to the outpost, providing that we do see an update in some small way to support a ship like this, which will open up the doors for smaller cargo ships being able to purchase items on outposts without needing to compete with the larger cargo vessels, come 320 possibly. And those are just my points, concerning what we're seeing. The only concern that I have is what John Crew had stated in this, as well as in a previous SCL, where they were able to make the breakthrough, and he did state that it's one ship, but it has two moving parts to it. And with regards to the object containers, I do wonder, because of that, if based on server performance, we may see things happening.
Yeah, I mean,
you see what I mean?
Load and unload.
Yeah, so especially the back, because they said that the front and the back, in terms of the object containers, even though it's one ship, it may not, it's kind of split into two, kind of, to make it work. So that's just my thing. If anyone is going to be using the ship, until we see, I may be wrong, because we don't see that when the Merlin is docked to the Connie.
Well, just imagine
high server load. Yeah.
Yeah, just imagine you have 100 people in one server, but 50 of them have the whole C, and each one of those 50 try to load it at the same time.
So what happened to the servers when the 890 was released?
The 890, I don't remember, but
the
I remember.
Champagne glasses.
Oh yeah, the
they
champagne
destroyed
glasses.
the servers.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, back
now
when
take
the
that and multiply it.
Yeah, back when the Starfarer came into the PU, that whenever someone spawned a Starfarer, the server would crash. So they got over that. I mean, eventually they fixed that, so it don't no longer crash when you spawn a Starfarer. But I mean, the first 3 days when the whole sea becomes available, we'll see how it goes.
I promise to detonate Hull C's in the upper atmosphere of many planets in Evocati.
And watch all the 32 SC just raid.
I will do the painful things so you don't have to.
We welcome it, Jade, for science.
Yes, for science, exactly.
Cool. So I go my thoughts that this is almost a 3-hour show. So hey, nice animation. It looks very cool. I love the silver and black finish on it, because I wasn't expecting it to be more mesh-like, but I love the silver and look of it. I like that it can be docked. I think they said that previously, but it could have had confirmation about that. The animation, I can't express that enough. A while ago, Griffin and I were having a debate about the Hull E, about how long it would take the Hull E to retract and expand. I was saying that it would take more than 15 seconds, and Griffin would disagree with me. But I was saying, like, fully extract and fully extend, like from zero, not from being half extended and have the spindles go out. I'm talking about having the spindles come in and then the ship contract through it so it can land. That's what I was talking about. That explosion was trying to land loaded. I love that. I can see people doing that anyway in the game. That was just funny. One thing I'm not enjoying about the whole sea is the narrow window view in the cockpit. That reminds me of the Freelancer, and I thought we were over those days, but evidently not. So that's one thing that I don't like about the whole sea. So yeah, that's me.
Vulnerable as possible.
I do like the captain's chair, where you have, you're just kind of watching over things. And there are people out there in this game who probably should be sitting in that chair rather than actually piloting. So it's a good spot for some people.
That's true. Fastcart, have you been in the Hull A?
I have not. The whole league looked great. Yeah, I've seen pictures of it from the inside. That looked great. But this one, I think the view is a little bit too narrow, in my opinion. But yeah,
Abdi, I have it. What's up with it? What do you like? What do you think?
I'm just thinking that, like, aesthetically, the way that these things fly in terms of like mixed ships and like your visibility, it kind of just reminds me of like driving like a large truck. Like, we haven't seen what the mirror system or the camera system that's supposed to kind of help with like I've heard that there's going to be like a camera system that's going to help with like keeping an eye on your cargo and stuff like that. But like with the low visibility, I feel like this ship is going to be one of those ships where it's like, like semi-truck drivers just know how to make a turn, know how to like, navigate their ship, their semi-truck around like other cars and stuff like that. And I feel like this will kind of fly just like that. It'll be kind of a thing, it'll just be, it's gonna be a huge thing. And I think the people that like really get to know how it flies will have an instinctual way of just like, oh yeah, if I make this turn at this time, or I know where to watch my, like my corners and stuff like that, it'll be for those people.
Wait, real quick, Kusanagi. That's going to be Hull C Racing. You know that, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's already Reclaimer Racing.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to agree with you. I was just gonna have to agree with you. I get the Hull A right now. I think it's a loaner for something. I think it's because I have the B, and it is sluggish. It's sluggish without gear. Sluggish without boxes. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing handles and actually like takes off of the ground. I think if it's just to see how it takes off of the ground, will show a lot. And that's another thing.
I think it's going to be equally, if not more sluggish. I think it's going to be massive.
It needs to go faster and have bigger guns.
Well, what you got to do is just get a red skin and put that skin on it. It'll go faster.
If it had like 8 size 5s, that'd be perfect. I'm totally kidding on this.
Anyway, we're pushing Yacht Club level of time here, so I'm going to try to cut this short. I know we typically do a Machinima after ISC, but we did a Machinima earlier with the Wookie, so I'm going to let it go over that. If you want to check back on YouTube or Twitch, look around. I want to say 40 minutes or so. Wookie stopped by, and we appreciate him stopping by. So that's cool. All right. So with that, I'm going to do the St. Jude fundraiser thing. So we're doing a fundraiser until the end. Until CitizenCon, so from June 1st until October 22nd, we're doing a fundraiser for St. Jude Research Hospital. And I want to thank Ron Shadow for donating $50 today. We're that much closer to our $1,000 tier. We give away a Chairman's Club package. You can see on the screen what that entails. And we also have giveaways at $2,000, $5,000, $7,500, and $10,000. So please feel free to donate to charity for St. Jude Play Live charity fundraiser. You just click on the QR code on the screen, or hopefully Jade or someone else will put the link in chat for us.
Yep, I'm on it.
Thank you. After that, we have Pod Saturday. Just letting you know, there's no Soul Voices this coming Saturday, so you can watch the race thing. There's 2 races on Saturday, but we'll return the Saturday after that. That's because Griffin is on vacation, but not deserved vacation. He's a heartbreaking person, so we miss you, Griff. But it is part of Podcast Saturday. Soul Voices at 3 p.m., After Pub at 6 p.m., and Relay Station at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 1 a.m. UTC. But for our next show, I'm not gonna say Kalrati to ask about this because we didn't talk about it before the show. But so I'm just gonna say, should you go to CitizenCon? That's what we're gonna talk about this Sunday on Soul Citizen. We already have Geo Good Money, or as you know now as Sub Geo, coming on. And we have a, not an old timer, but a long time backer, Nighthawk Dale. He went to CitizenCon in 2016, so we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the pros, cons, and preparation to going to a convention, to the convention. So it should be an interesting show. 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC. So check this out. Again, happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth. My flight to rhythm is not going to be on tomorrow, but it should be on the week after. So
yeah, because DJ Psychosis is in chat did a Alien Week. He beat you to it. He did an Alien Week show. So like next week could be like a Juneteenth theme show or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you for that. If you want to become a Soul Bro, Soul Citizen Soulmate, Soul Citizen membership has its privileges. Check the join below. The join button below. Thank everybody for being here. Admin Kushnagi, Abdi, Dark Knight, Fitspace, Jade, Kalrati, Popping Face, and Kaizen for being here earlier. If you want to follow us on social media with Soul Citizen with an S on the end everywhere. Be sure to buy our merchandise. Kalrati, you can show. There you go. Thank you for showing off. Yes, sir. Hit like, subscribe, and follow, and hit the notification icon for when you want to be notified for when we go live. And I think that's it. Yep. We can't do a raid because I don't see Griffin in the chat, so we cannot do a raid. Let me see who's live so I can see who can manually raid. I didn't think about doing that before.
Astropub, Verity.
Sure, Astropub.
Talking about cash backing.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, let's go to Astropub. He might be ending. Well, I'm going to change that. Let's go to Verity. You're right, because Astropub usually ends around this time.
Yeah.
So
Not a game.
So let's say, what?
Go ahead.
Okay, so let's go to Verity. So I'm going to put that link in chat. Go and raid Verity manually. Tell a Soul Citizen manual raid and send them our love. So with that, peace, love, and soul. Thanks, everybody. See you Sunday.
See you, folks.
Bye-bye.